You're the Drape man. I get it now. Got it.
Tao. Yeah, Tao.
That's right.
Tao, Mistress of Drapes.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty ones, I believe.
Trying to trigger him. He won't fight.
Yes, Dusty, I've upgraded.
Yeah, I saw that. Dusty Drapes. Mm-hmm.
Guardian down.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out with us today. Welcome to episode 112 of Guardian Downcast. We're a couple dads that love all things in the Destiny universe, and we talk about it. We also interview content creators and community members to find out more about them. We're the show that wants to wish Destiny a 7th birthday today. Happy 7th, Destiny. I'm your host, the Gatr, and my co-host Hazel is here as well. How are you, sir?
I've been doing good, man. We did the whole family thing this weekend. We went to play miniature golf and went swimming, did a cookout. We did all the things you're supposed to do over Labor Day, I think.
Wow, nice.
So,
family time, I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Which meant time away from Destiny, which wasn't a bad thing at all, just because of the time I've been putting in. So
yeah, you've been playing a lot of Destiny like I have.
Yeah,
we were just talking before we even popped on the show tonight. How you looked at me and at 4 a.m. I was still online. You're like, what the hell is Gatr doing online still? I caught so much shit from my wife for being up that late. I got in bed and she goes, I got to be up in 45 minutes and now I'm awake. Thanks. So I don't know how it's been on your end, but I know you've been up late some nights too, man.
No, it's when I just sleep on the couch.
I should have done that.
Yeah, see, take a tip from old Hazel. There you go.
Stupid Gatr.
Just sleep on the couch. It's just easier, and then you can go like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I fell asleep while gaming."
Yeah, but see,
watching a show.
My wife's the type that likes to have that nice one-time spoon cuddle before, and that way she knows I'm safe in bed. So if I don't do that every night, she starts getting up and wandering around the house, going, "Whoa, what's going on? You're not in bed yet."
Even if you go to bed like at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, she immediately gets ready to spoon. We spoon, do a little spoon cuddle for 5 minutes, and then I'm on with my sleep. And man, it doesn't take me long to go to sleep, man. I mean, I'm out.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
I get none of that. I'm lucky to have a spot in bed when I go. 'Cause, she like stretches out and everything.
Tasha gets comfortable. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, maybe I should have just slept on the fucking couch.
Oh, shit.
So, but yeah. Besides that, just playing Destiny. But I've got something to say about that later. But,
okay.
Yeah. What about you, man?
Yeah,
besides staying up till 4 a.m.
God, it's been Destiny. I've just been drilling down with Destiny. I'm obviously, let's see, let me do a check here. I am season pass, 115, 118, something like that. I think 119 maybe as of today. I've got my 100 levels. I'm good. That was my goal is to get, I wanted to get my 100 levels quick so I could, cause I know the Battlefield, beta is out on the 22nd of this month, and then we'll talk later. There's so much coming this fall. I'm just so giddy right now. Good time to be alive, man. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, it's been a good week. It's been another tropical storm going across the state today, so I did not work today. We had rain just draped across the state, and let's see, Elmer Fudd at 77 degrees right now. Fair skies outside. Little weather report for you there. I know you love those, so that's why I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. But on with the show. With this week, we have a returning guest and a longtime friend. I mean, he's been part of our community's lore knowledge base for God, since we've been podcasting, and probably beyond that, he's been into lore really good, and not really good. That's a technical term. Sorry. And we're going to try to find out what's going on this season. It's Lazarus the Lich, aka Taox, Mistress of Drapes, etc., etc. All I know is we know him as Lazz. Lazz, how you been, man?
Good. And the pronunciation was right there. I had a few messages that were like, you better make sure he gets the pronunciation right.
I already beat him to the pass, Lazz. I already beat him to it.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Because this show is not about amateur bullshit, I know.
Well, there's a soundbite. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I like having different takes on that, on Hazel's favorite thing to say in the show.
Yeah, you have a lot of confidence in us. You have more confidence in us than I do.
And the truth is, I haven't heard the term in a long time. I was like, this needs to make a comeback. So amateur bullshit. There you go.
Nice. I love it, man. I love it. Well, hey, just a quick preview of what we're going to talk about tonight. First, obviously, we're going to catch up with Lazz and see what's new in his life. Hazel's going to go over the TWAB for this third week of Season of the Lost. Next,
it's only been 3 weeks.
It's only been 3, man. I know. We've been playing all 3 of them. I mean, solid 3 weeks of gameplay. That, at least on my end. So, obviously, next we're going to answer questions from our community. Add 2 songs each to our award-winning Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify and iTunes. All right, guys. I got questions, and hopefully Lazz has got answers tonight. So let's go. Hey, thanks for listening to Guardian Downcast. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian_D_cast.
Or, you can find us on Instagram at Guardian_Down_cast and see what pics our weekly guests want to share with you.
Or Hazel, just visit our website at GuardianDowncast.com for all the contact information and where else you want to find us. And you can also play any past episodes you like in any order you like, right from your browser.
Don't you or me, man. Anyway, so hey, Guardians, check us out, and later, Guardians.
Toddles.
Hey, that's my line, man.
Well, Lazarus the Lich, how you been, man? No, last time you had your child was like a newborn. It was very young. How old are your kids now?
So my firstborn, my daughter is 4 now, and my son is 2. They both have March birthdays, so I guess you call them 4 and 2.5.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
2 and 4, man, that's right in the lane of trouble. I mean, I'm sure they're taking a lot of mom and dad's time right now, huh?
Let me just tell you that this past week has been the week of the 4-year-old deciding that she needs to have meltdowns over the smallest things.
Uh-oh.
Which kind of stinks when you don't see parents at the daycare as often, so you can compare stories and go, okay, good, I'm not doing anything weird. Like, everyone's dealing with this nonsense at the same time. But
and your 4-year-old's a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. Girls grow up so much faster. She may be 4, but she's probably acting like a 6-year-old right now.
My God, I called her at work today. I described her to my coworkers as a teenage diva.
That's awesome, man.
That's basically what it was,
yeah. Oh, that's right. That's right up Hazel's alley there too. Yeah. Mine's 22 years old now, so I have no game in this. Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. My daughter hit me or hit us. I think it was Monday, with the phrase of "I want to be a cheerleader."
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Just start saving up now. Cheer competition, cheer outfits. They're going to, of course, want the really good pom-poms, not the crappy ones. They're going to want the expensive ones with the real expensive glitter in them. The foil
I
in
was
them.
like my wife was in band, so she never really did anything to stand out, kind of thing. So for that, now she's lost, because my daughter's really super outgoing and everything now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my kids too. They're very friendly and very happy. I'm happy as well, but I'm not very outgoing. So I'm more yeah, nice to see you. Cool. I'm gonna go chill over here. All right, bye.
Yeah. So Lazz, since you were with us last, which I believe it's been about a year now, I think, if I remember back.
It was definitely 2019, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 2 years?
2 years, yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry. Has it been that long? Jeez. Man, Hazel, come on, man. You got to help me with a scheduling thing. We have so many people we want to talk to, and we want to make sure we keep our community, on a kind of on a rotating door. We want to talk to everybody over at least every season, every year. So Well, you're definitely due. Let's just say that. You're definitely due to come back and talk with us. So what's been going on? What's been going on since your last in 2019? Other than the obvious, dealing with, that.
Other than children getting older.
Yeah.
So we took advantage of the housing market because the pandemic caused the housing market to basically explode up.
Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Yeah, so we made a nice profit off the old house, and we moved about 20 minutes north, but now it's a much bigger house. Like, I'm sitting in the spare room / office / whatever other term you want to give it, compared to the old house where I think at the time that I was doing this with you guys, my wife was asleep in the bed further in the room. So this is a nice change of pace.
Yeah, a little different, huh?
Yeah, and work is the same. I was telling Hazel while you were checking the levels that they're about to get us back up to 5 days a week now in some sort of form of return to normal for us, but there's still like restrictions and stuff in place on that. But it's the same job. I still work in a water quality lab doing water testing, but it pays the bills and
Yeah, it does.
it's fun for me, yeah.
Yeah, so 5 days a week they want you to come back to the office, huh? No more.
Yeah, which makes sense. That's what we did in the first place, and it was inevitable that we were going to get back to this. It was just a question of when, and then they just kind of dropped it on us, like, "Here you go, you're going back." Like, oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay, I gotta wear clothes now. Okay.
Yeah, damn it.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I won't lie. I did there was a conference me and a coworker of mine were supposed to do a presentation today live, but they switched it at the last minute to virtual. And I didn't have to be in the building for that, so I wore the fancy top and I wore the gym short bottoms because no one sees that, so why does it matter?
Love it. Yeah.
That's funny.
If people are going to get hit hard when they have to go back to the office, realize they got to wear full attire now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a big change for a lot. If they haven't already done it, a lot of people going through it are, because you've been spending a year and a half if you haven't been going in full time, and that's a big change, a year and a half.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is.
Switching gears like that's not going to be easy for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. My work actually said that they're not going to have us come back at all.
Oh.
So I'm kind of okay with it, but kind of sad at the same time.
It's like a mixed bag, right? Like some people like that office setting of like the mingling with people and like face-to-face like interactions. And then there's other people that don't mind the work from home, like see you only via Zoom, Teams or whatever. And like,
yeah.
But there's also that element of when you work from home, like my wife's finding out she's still working remotely too, and they will be for the foreseeable future. You're much easier to get a hold of because they're like, well, I know you're at home and I know your phone's around somewhere in the vicinity of your arm's reach. So we're going to schedule a whole bunch more meetings, all this. And when we call, we pretty much expect you to pick up because we know you're not like really like in a meeting or something like that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
My daughter just got a new job. She works virtually. She handles all the social media for this big corporation. My son just got a brand new job. He's doing data entry and systems management analyst, I guess is what they call him, and he works straight from home. Maybe this is just the way things are going to get done for a lot of people now.
Yeah, a lot of those ones that involve computer work, I think I'd be shocked if a lot of them head back to offices unless it's just kind of the work culture that some people can't let go of, honestly. That's what I've been hearing a lot of, is just kind of that, the old school mentality of, well, we've all been in an office, we should all return to that. And then some people just saying, yeah, but I love the concept of the casual attire at home. Can we just keep that, please?
Right, yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it's one of those things like nobody ever expected this to happen, you know?
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah. Well, and it's like I said, like this, like the working part of it is kind of a downside depending on what your career is, what your job is. But then the upside is like for my family, we were able to make a profit off our house. We wouldn't have been able to do that as much as we did if the pandemic hadn't caused the housing market to just skyrocket.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So little bit, little victories here and there, I guess. But
see, we're so tempted to sell our house because ours is worth almost double what we paid for it right now. But the problem is there's a housing shortage in Florida. I'm sure everywhere else too. So we got to go find a house. Even if we're downscaling to a smaller home, we still got to go find one. And then we got to play a bidding war with people from New York and up north that are coming down here to retire, looking for a small house to live. And
Yep.
we just redid our kitchen. I'm going to enjoy my hell that I went through,
I was going to say, don't go through all that hell of remodeling a kitchen and then just be like, yeah, we're going to sell it. Like, no, damn it, I'm enjoying this thing for at least a little bit.
Lazz, I don't get that. People down here will come in, they'll flip the kitchen, they'll turn everything and upgrade the whole house and then sell it while it looks good. I'm like, gee whiz, enjoy your house. You spent all this money and more importantly, inconvenience, not, living out of a bathroom or something while anything else in your house gets fixed. Why not just sit there and enjoy it for a while? But these people, I swear, we had a person moved in down the street. They're from Tennessee. I don't know if they do this for a living, but they lived in a house exactly 1 month. I already sold it to other friends in Tennessee. There's already new people living in there in a month's time. It's nuts, man. I don't get it. And they ripped out the kitchen. You can see all the cabinets. They have them in a dumpster outside. Ripped the kitchen apart. Redid everything, upgraded the house. Our houses are built in the 80s here. So our kitchens are very dated. So a lot of people, if you don't update your kitchen, you're losing a lot of value. And for the amount of money you invest in a kitchen remodel, you get at least double in value back. It's that important in houses, at least in Florida. I don't know how that is for you guys, but yeah, I mean, there'll be people selling houses in here for crazy amounts of money, not even updating their house. It's just an 80s house that's been worn out. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, even before the current housing craze, I think like my in-laws redid their kitchen, but it was more because my wife was using their house to prep for our wedding, and of course my mother-in-law was like, "This place is disgusting and ugly. We have to upgrade." So they put like, I think $40,000 into the new kitchen or something along those lines.
Gee, it's easy to do. It's easy to do.
It's really easy, especially like if you fall into that little trap of like the contractor being like, well, you could do this or you could do that. And you're like, oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, here's the price tag. And you're like, shit. All right.
Okay. I'll give you a little advice. If a builder or your contractor says, oh, we're going to have to put a beam there, run.
Oh, yeah.
Anything
100%.
you got to put another beam in to support extra weight because you're taking something out of the house. Think twice. It's just going to cost double. Just don't do it.
Oh yeah, it's just definitely not worth it. Or this is so what was it? So my in-laws got an island put in. They didn't used to have an island. It used to just be like a table that you could move around.
Right.
So they got the island put in, and then after the fact, my father-in-law looked at it and he goes, "Crap, I forgot to ask them to put in like outlets."
No way to plug anything into it? Oh no.
So instead he did it himself, which it all works. So it's not like they broke it in the process of trying to put it in, but it's just one of those, like, he didn't think about it at the time. So,
wow.
I mean, he probably paid less for the parts than he would have for the labor, but still.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I found out, well, my wife found out that there's a little condo for sale, like where we live, and it's went for like double what we paid for our place.
That is nuts. That is nuts.
And I'm like, so we've been here for 5-6 years making payments, and I'm like, we can sell this
paid off
this much?
Paid off and have money in your pocket.
Exactly.
Nice down payment. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, I think we need to really seriously consider this.
Well, that was the weirdness with ours. So we actually put in an offer in February and had it basically in contract, but the old owners couldn't move out until the end of June because of the school year. So, and I don't mind sharing this. So, like the house cost us $485,000 New York prices,
right?
And by the time that we actually moved in, our real estate agent was like, the old owners really missed out because if they had waited until now to list it, they could easily have gotten like 525.
Oh my God.
Or even more. But because they listed it way earlier than they could actually move out, they probably missed out on a cool 40, 50,000 additional. And that's back. It's the housing shortage. It's definitely not just down by you. New York's got it too, where you feel like it's a bidding war for anything, even the little like crap spots that you would think are crap spots. Like everyone's putting in bids sight unseen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And that's honestly how you have to do it. And that's the crazy ass part about it all.
I mean, we have Drafty in our Discord's been showing how much hell he went through to finally find a house and actually lock one down.
Yeah, no kidding. Although the one he did find looks absolutely...
It's a nice house.
Yeah, amazing.
You got a pool. You got a pool enclosure. That pool enclosure alone is $20,000 to replace, by the way.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
My dad used to do that for a living back before he did building, where he built stuff. So, yeah, it's nuts, man. It's crazy.
That's pretty cool, though.
People from New York sell their houses for double. They come down here with $200,000 or $300,000 in their pocket, pay for a house outright, and it irritates. I've talked to customers of mine who say, we just gave up because everyone's offering cash, like $50,000 more cash. No financing, cash in pocket. Boom. Here you go. We just can't compete with that. I mean, we're just trying to move up in house, So, hey, welcome to this old house.
Yeah, right.
Market Watch
with Gatr.
That's where you just enjoy that brand new kitchen until something comes down. I don't know.
We've already decided. We don't care. I mean, I think our house will be worth even more in 10 years. So, I mean, Florida's only going to go up unless we sink into the ocean, whatever happens first, or a hurricane cleans the state out. I don't know. That's always possible, but we think we can still get a lot more in about 10 years when we're really ready to retire and move and do something.
Oh, there you go.
So that's the plan anyway. But I think Hazel had a question. I probably ran all over him.
Just once or twice, but it's okay.
All right.
It's all right.
Oops.
No, you're good. So, what have you been playing lately?
So besides the usual Destiny, because it's damn near impossible to pull away from that completely. What have I been playing? So I actually have a couple of downloads on the Xbox. Like I started the original BioShock, the remastered version. That actually I found it's a little bit harder than I thought it would be because I find myself low on ammo constantly. So I bought this like I feel like a year ago. So Crash Bandicoot, the fourth one. I bought that for Xbox because I'm a huge Crash Bandicoot fan. And I played through it and was just marveling at either how difficult the game is or how terrible my reflexes have gotten since the original trilogy came out.
I so know what you mean.
I know, right? I'm stuck on a level. I can't get past it where you have to like jump on boxes coming towards you and you have to time your jumps. And I just cannot get it down. Like I've had to stop playing it because I'm like that close to throwing a controller across the room. Like, nope, I can't. Nope. So that's been sitting there. And then I do have 2 games that I want to start, but I'm waiting until like this is going to be a long season of Destiny coming up here, the season of the Lost. So there's going to be time to like get stuff in and feel like you're not missing Destiny content. But Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
And then they released, I don't know if did they remaster it? I have to look. Myst.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that.
The Bungie original.
Through the Game Pass, yeah.
Wow. That game was so frustrating when I first played it on a. I think I played it on one of the IBM basic home computers back in the day when they first came out with modular computers. Mm-hmm. I was so frustrated. Man, the graphics were just beautiful for the time, though.
And that's why I'd have to look at it again. I don't know if they actually just re-released it or if they actually like tweaked the graphics to make them look more modern or anything like that.
Probably resolution, I'm sure.
Probably, but that's in the docket. And then the only other thing that I've been playing regularly, so Admiral Nips has Gwent. I have a card game called Star Realms that is through mobile devices and through Steam that I've been playing, but that's one where you don't have to own or like collect cards. You basically just deck build with the deck that's there. So it's nice because I don't have to worry about losing games because I don't have all of the best cards. Like it's all just there for you to be able to play with. So that's kind of nice.
All right, nice.
Nice.
I like that. Huh. Well, I'm gonna have to ask this, man. You co-host with good old Jay, and you have a podcast called Real Geniuses where you guys go over old movies or movies you've watched in the past, and it's REEL, by the way, folks. If you want to look it up, when's another podcast coming out?
Good question. I think so. We have 5 or 6 episodes out, probably 5. So when we started it up, the whole idea was that the group of us would get together, like we'd watch a movie, and then we'd get together and we'd just kind of like talk through the plot and then see like who remembered like their first like watches of this, or if it's somebody who hasn't watched it before, like what's their reactions. And then between the last episode we recorded and then planning for the next one, there was a lot of like job changes. I know Harlan, he moved from, I believe, Indiana it was, down to Florida. I forget where in Florida he moved to. So there was a lot of stuff going on that kind of caused some like, not really like scheduling issues, but really just we didn't want to push anyone to like, hey, we need to record, like let's go and do it. So we have a movie in the docket. We just have to figure out like when everyone's times kind of match up and all that.
That makes sense.
Awesome.
Plus, you all have little kids too. That adds to the equation. You got to help mom. Got to help mama take care of the babies, and that always just throws a wrench in everything. I know when I was your guys' age, I know it was really tough to even do a podcast, let alone get some gaming in. So I totally empathize with you guys. What you're going through now, it does get better. There is light on the other side, I promise. But so your answer was soon? I didn't. Did Hazel? Did you get a distinct answer there? I didn't get one either. I got an explanation of the podcast and how okay. So everybody's busy.
He's running for office.
Dan, that sounds political.
It's okay though. I understand. I understood the reason. So
you guys know the concept. Someone asks a question, and the question becomes the little object at the center of a circle, and the person answering the question, quote unquote, answering the question, dances that circle around it until everyone forgets what the question was in the first place.
Wow, he's good, Hazel. He's good.
What was the question?
I don't know. I forgot.
That's my point.
Okay, well, speaking of questions, I have another one.
Yes.
So, with it, what's one of your favorite things about podcasting?
I think one of my favorite things, and we just had a perfect example of that. So, like, nowhere in our like show notes did it say anything about talk about housing for like 15 minutes. And
yep, that's right.
That's one of my favorite things. Like some people are like about tangents, and others just go with the flow. And that's my favorite part about podcasting, is that sometimes you just kind of like someone brings up something completely out of the blue or out of right field, and it suddenly turns into like a 15-20 minute discussion that you didn't realize you were going to have. But it doesn't feel forced either. It just feels kind of like natural to be able to like have that conversation with people.
Hence why our shows go so long. But but you have to follow the conversation. Yeah. I mean, what is the one thing about podcasts that everyone loves? It's having a good discussion about anything. That's what makes podcasting different than a radio show. Radio show's very formatted. It's very top of the hour. We got 5 a.m. or they have to do their plugs. They have to do, everything's very regulated. And as much
nobody
as
does radio shows anymore either. So.
Well, that's what podcasting really is, isn't it? Isn't podcasting just like a more flexible radio show? I mean, look, what did you do on AM radio? Well, never mind. What did you do on FM talk radio back in the day? You would have call-in shows, right? You'd sit there and listen to people ask questions to the DJ, right? And he would answer or have a smart-ass comment or something about it. But they'd go round and round about it, even if they were arguing about something. It was entertaining. And that's kind of what podcasting is replaced, isn't it? Am I wrong?
So what you're basically saying is that what you're missing from your show is a ability to have people call in and win like concert tickets and stuff like you used to do on like, FM radio and stuff like that.
We don't do that here, by the way. Just for the record, we're not giving away any tickets to anything.
Speaking of that, I actually had a new bit. Actually, I was going to say caller 15 right now. Come on.
Shit. Yeah. Give us a call. 15th caller. You win it.
Yep, exactly. And that's good for the next 5 minutes.
So let's see the lights. Let's see the phones light up. Come on, gang. They're like, where do I call?
Yeah, exactly. Some poor guy is like looking like Uncle Scumdeath is like, bitches, I've been calling for years.
He has been. He's been leaving us voice messages. We never answer them. Shit.
No joke. I accidentally gave the wrong email for today's conference thing. So I gave like a combination of my personal Gmail and my work email.
Oh no.
So like I never got any of their emails. And then when they said, oh, well, we never got any bounce back that it was a wrong email address.
Oh no.
Yeah, so my coworker was like, so should we expect just some random guy or gal to just pop in during the presentation and be like, hi, you invited me to this whole thing. What's going on? Caller 14.
Or it's like me, I'll just go delete. That isn't for me. Delete. Just delete the email.
Like,
who looks at emails?
Spam.
Yeah, I know. Spam's ruined email. They really has. All right, I'm not going to go down that no, Gatr. You know what? I did want to mention this. I kind of sprung it on you guys last minute here, but since as of tonight's recording, it is Destiny's 7-year anniversary as of today. I figured, you know what? Let's go around the horn here and talk about a special or particular moment in Destiny that you can remember back to, and just let's hear it. So, did you guys have a chance to come up with something? A favorite?
Indeed, yes.
Okay, perfect. Go for it.
So, let's see. The year is going to escape me because it's been that long. So, I think it was within the first couple of months when Eater of Worlds came out for Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone kept talking about how easy the raid was, but every team that I was a part of, and it wasn't a dedicated team, it was just like a team of randos that we know throughout our Discord communities. Mm-hmm. We always seemed to have an issue or we weren't dealing enough damage. But there was one instance where we got to Argos and he was down to like a sliver of health. 5 of us were down and we were like, all right, well, this is going to be a, restart it. Like last guy, just go and kill yourself, whatever. Yep. I think Lotus was who it was. And Lotus basically said, nah, screw that. I'm just going to, and he just dove right into Argos's face with the shotgun and just pelted him. And instead of getting the the little wipe screen, we got a clear screen. We're like, wait, that's not how that's supposed to work. And it's one of those kind of like hero moments that you kind of raid for, right? Like you hope to have someone on your team gets that like heroic moment of, no, we don't have to go back and redo the entire encounter because you saved our lives.
Right.
Yeah. Which usually was a Warlock in D1,
Yeah, exactly.
Self-res.
Yep.
Oh, I miss self-res.
Plenty of those, that's for sure. What about you, Hazel? You remember back to one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go kill my dog real quick. Not really, but I'm gonna go beat it.
That sounds nice.
Go for it.
Yeah. So mine was actually May 31st, 2019. How exact is that?
Very exact.
Yes, exactly.
Now, how do you remember that date exactly? Enlighten me.
Well, I wrote it on my arm. No, I'm just kidding. I went to Destiny Raid Report, and I looked this up.
Okay.
And it was a raid with Skull Reaper, the Jester X05, our good buddy Latin, Gatr, and the infamous Warcry, 1969.
Oh, that's right.
This was the time when, we first heard Warcry was 20 in.
That's right.
And he got this kid got fucking chippy with Warcry, and Warcry just took it all in stride. And then he just goes he just said one thing, and then that was it. And the kid was in his place, and then the kid didn't say another word, I don't think, the entire raid, and just just sacked up and did it all. So,
oh dear,
yeah.
Oh man,
it was great though. I mean, this kid was getting chippy, and he just went I don't remember exactly what he said.
it doesn't. I know. I remember. It's like a Southern sheriff when you say something to him that you think is going to upset him, and he just is real calm and says, "Yep." That means get in your car and get the hell out of here right now because you're about to get shot.
Yeah, but it was just great though, because he goes we asked him how far in are you, and he goes 20.
He's stammering him. You can barely. He's slurring. You know what? I'll be honest. I know 20 in going 20 in is a big saying with Warcry, but he actually goes around 5 or 6 usually when we play Crucible, and I've only heard him slur his speech maybe 2 times in all the times I've gamed with him. So, yeah.
Rating brings out the worst in people. There you go.
Rating
that
is
100% true.
You can learn so much about a person during a raid. I mean, their personality comes out. It really does. As the kid was being chippy. I mean, that's just being young, thinking you know everything. But oh man, I actually posted a couple videos. I posted a PvE video from back in Destiny 1 and a PvP video from Destiny 1, and I put them in our Destiny channel. And I remember I used to have a lot of pride in doing strikes, and even more pride in doing Nightfall solo. That was a big deal to me because, when you did Nightfall solo, you'd always have that chance of getting that exotic Ingram drop, and I remember back to in fact, it's the video I put right here. And I'm trying to think of it. Trying to look at the date real quick on it, but I can't see it. It was bad. I think it was exactly 6 years ago. It wasn't because I wasn't really recording Destiny games until the second year of Destiny when I realized you could do it. But it was the Winter's Lair. It was a solo Nightfall strike, and I was doing a solo. And this is when I learned how to select my privacy settings on my fire team when I'm doing stuff solo. Because if you look at the video, you'll see someone else is shooting. It's not a solo Nightfall. Someone else is shooting. One of my buddies jumped in the game right when I'm recording this and just started mowing stuff down. I'm like, I was just kind of lost for words. And I just said F it and just kept on running through it. And we, of course, got it done. But I remember just a bunch of times like that where I used to run the Nightfall strike solo, and I would go online and see if there were any cheeses, or not so much cheeses, but areas you could sit and not get obliterated. And the Nightfalls were really tough back in the day. They're a lot easier now, but I don't know. That comes to mind. And then I remember I didn't play Iron Banner. I thought Iron Banner was way too sweaty in Destiny 1. And in fact, the first whole year of Destiny, I avoided the Crucible like the plague. I did not want to play Crucible. I was just coming from Call of Duty. I was so burnt out on multiplayer shooters. I love that I could just hang out in the Destiny universe. I used to sit on Cosmodrome and just sit on the edge of the cliff right there at the beginning when you first fly in and look out at the skyboxes and just turn my volume all the way up on my gaming headphones and just listen to like the crickets and the wind blowing through my headphones. It was so realistic. I've never been in a game where I felt like I was actually there. So, yeah, I couldn't think of any one distinct moment, but that's what immediately came to mind when we talk about original memories of Destiny. And who can forget the original when you run out of the tunnel and all of a sudden into the open area where the did you guys see the Bungie post today?
Mm-hmm.
Were you going to talk about that? I didn't want to step on that.
We can. I didn't read it all. I just kind of skimmed it.
I actually went through it all, Hazel. And remember, you told me one of your favorite moments is when you looked at the reveal, 2014 reveal that everybody knows about, and how you saw Guardians jump over the wall. I never saw that.
That was mine.
Yeah, that was yours. That's what I'm saying. Well,
I wasn't from the reveal. I actually was in that same spot.
Oh, okay. So they did that. They went through the reveal and they actually talked about how, how Jason, the original creator at Bungie, and the owner of Bungie, obviously, how his monitor went black because an HDMI cable broke, so he had to kind of wing it. And then they, if you notice on the video, they say, "Oh, it looks like we're a man down." That's because someone cut off and couldn't see what they were doing and couldn't play the demo. But I encourage everyone to go back to that. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. It is it's Destiny's 7th anniversary in the news area, the news stories. It's right below this week's TWAB, and I actually spent the time reminiscing. And they played a lot of the trailers of the first Destiny 1, all the reveal trailers, and just so much nostalgia there. So I just want to mention that to people who haven't checked that out. Well, anything else, Hazel, we want to talk about here?
I guess what have you been watching, Lazz?
Yeah, definitely.
So we've been watching, the missus and I have been watching the What If series on Disney Plus from Marvel, which I think our opinion of that, without like revealing any of the plots of any of them, our opinions were the first episode was like the high point, and then it's kind of dropped off slowly as it gone a little bit, I think, and maybe that's because it felt like they blew their load a little too quick. But that's just our opinion. Other people probably have different opinions.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I think the same thing. I watched this week's episode and I'm just like, it was okay, but I don't care, I guess.
Right? Like the first What If actually felt like something like thinking back to, because it's Captain Carter, so thinking back to like Captain America the movie, or like, okay, I can conceivably see that happening. And then the way they described the What If for this episode this week was like, really? That's kind of a stretch there.
Yeah, it just seemed weird.
Yeah. And then in terms of movies, we've kind of been going through Netflix trying to find some stuff to just kind of watch like after the kids go down at night to just like keep yourselves entertained. And I think the latest one we watched was Stowaway on Netflix, which is Anna Kendrick. It's oh no, the names escape me. But it's about a crew that's supposed to go to Mars, and they find that there's an unconscious stowaway on board. And the movie's it's actually not bad. I was kind of disappointed in how it ended because it felt like there was more story to tell, but they just kind of like stopped it, which is kind of a criticism I have of a lot of Netflix movies in general, is that it'll have a great beginning, or like great or decent beginning, great or decent middle, and then the end just kind of ends abruptly like a brick wall kind of, and you're like, what do you mean there's not more? I don't understand. There should be more.
That's where
there.
they ran out of money, Lazz. That's what
it does feel that way, right? Or the writers are like, okay, we finished, and the producers are like, but there's no ending here. They're like, oh no, there's an ending. And like, I think you and I have different definitions of what an ending is.
I hear you.
They're like, it's artistic.
Yeah.
Oh,
God, it's an art movie. Yeah, it's an art show. Oh my God.
I was a little disappointed that Shang-Chi is only in theaters. Not that we can't make it to a theater, but I was kind of hoping it would be on Premiere Access, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You can rent it, like, through Amazon and stuff, but you're going to pay for it.
Is that possible? I didn't think that was
It's not?
I don't think you can.
Oh, it's too early still. Sorry, my bad. It just came out last week. Yeah.
We did watch, actually that reminded me, so we did watch Cruella.
Oh.
Which...
That was good. I liked it.
That was good, and of course I'm willing to watch it because I'm a shill for Emma Stone, so...
and who isn't? I mean, who isn't? She's adorable. She's adorable.
Yeah, and I made the comment she could keep the black and white hair. I go for that.
Yeah.
So
I get a little emo every now and then. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, there we go. Little fake British accent there.
Sure. Why not?
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Don't mind me. I'm just refilling my Jameson.
No, it's all right. Anything else you've been watching?
Oh, I thought you were thinking about Emma Stone again.
Oh,
Shh.
am I not?
It's a secret. It's a secret.
Anything else? Anything else? Taox?
Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we've tried to get into. And I do know one show that I'm excited for, but it's not coming out till later this winter, I think. And that's the new Dexter season.
Oh,
Really?
okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah, if you watched Dexter, that did not end well.
No.
That was a terrible season 8.
Yeah.
But they are doing I guess it's a season 9. I don't know what they're actually calling it, but it's supposed to be several years after the end of season 8. Season 8. They just dropped a new trailer today, and Jennifer Carpenter, who plays Deb, is back as kind of that like spectral presence that his foster dad was in the previous season. So I'm interested to see how that works out.
More
Although,
visual.
yeah,
I'm not going to say what I was going to think, but yeah. Wonder what she's
Speak your
wearing.
mind. I have not yet watched the trailer. I'll have to see. Otherwise, I've just been, and I was surprised by this because I didn't think I had access to it. I've actually been watching the U.S. Open for tennis because apparently through ESPN, I'm capable of watching matches live, which I was not aware I was able to do.
Nice.
So it's been nice to kind of catch up on that.
Yeah, YouTube TV has offered a 4K version for like sports games and stuff, and I tried it for a month, and there just isn't enough channels with 4K. I mean, for my 4K monitor here, so I canceled it. But now football season just rolled in. I'm like, damn it, Todd, what the hell? Get that 4K back, because I mean, this is where I watch my football is in my office with my 4K screen. So, it's all the usual stuff for me. I won't bore anybody with more of that, but I tell you what, I'm so giddy. One, Hazel's got me down a damn rabbit hole again.
What did I do?
You mentioned Manifest. You guys are watching Manifest. I'm on episode 13.
Fucking kiss your life goodbye.
Yeah, episode 13 of 16, by the way, just for the first season, and there's 3 seasons.
Well, did you see that it was canceled, but then they renewed it at the last minute?
Oh my God.
So you are going to get a 14th or a 4th and final season.
Oh Lord. I don't know, man. I've been binging it. Usually when I get hooked on a show, it's like a long movie to me. I just keep watching and watching. I just keep letting it play.
Yeah.
And the problem is, sometimes I'll fall asleep in the middle of an episode. I'm like, all right, I got to watch that one again. But I tell you what, we just went and saw Jungle Cruise tonight. Mrs. Gatr and I, we just came back from the theater tonight. And it was a cute little movie. I mean, it was entertaining. It really, you kind of get the gist of Disney movies. There's not much really hidden or intricate about those movies, but it was. I think how we described it is it was a junk food movie. One of those movies you just get a nice feeling afterwards. There's always a happy ending, and you're never going to remember it. You'll move on with life. It won't be anything that sticks in your head, but. I give it a solid C. It was a decent movie. It was worth going to see.
Yeah.
But I tell you what I'm excited for, man. This fall is going to be nuts. Okay, let's just check. Let's roll it down here. In October, we have The Eternals, which I saw the preview again tonight. Another preview. Looked really good. And also in October, we have Dune, the remake, coming back. Cannot wait. 3-hour movie, by the way. Hang in there.
Oh, God.
November, we have the new Ghostbusters revamp coming out. And then in December, I'm so giddy. The Matrix is back. Matrix Resurrection. And I don't know if you guys saw the trailer today. Oh, boy. I'm a little pissed Lawrence Fishburne isn't in it. Spoiler alert.
It looks like ass.
No, I think it's going to be good.
Either.
I think it's going to be good. I think it'll be good. I think they've had time to let the old series kind of simmer a little bit. So I think it's going to be good, man. I really do.
It looked like a reboot to me.
It's it reminded me of Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters is just like these are both resurrection movies. They're movies that ran their course, and this seems to be the year or the group of years where they're resurrecting old movies like Dune. Eternals never really had a movie, but Dune is a resurrection movie.
It's been like 30 years since the last Dune.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I know they had a couple
True.
other ones
True.
like on like
yeah, the TV series,
sci-fi and
Right.
things like that. But
yeah. But Ghostbusters, it's a resurrection movie. It's they're resurrecting an old movie it's at ever search for more money. You know, I was just joking to my wife about it tonight on a walkout, and I'm sure Matrix is the same thing. But I don't know, man. I just have a good feeling about it. You know, everyone was asking in the Discord, well, were the sequels any good? I actually enjoyed the sequels to Matrix. No one can ever match the original. It's like when you first played Destiny, you were like a newborn. You were like looking, going, wow, look at all this. Oh my God, I've never seen this before in a game. And now here we are. We're like, what the hell, Bungie? Why didn't you add this? Why didn't you add this? I'm already bored. What am I supposed to do? You know, that's just human nature, man. That's just the way we are. We're always consuming stuff. But I don't know. I have a good feeling. So those are the things I'm looking forward to. And there was another episode of Watch the Sound with Mark Ronson on Apple TV. He talked about drum machines this week. So check that out if you haven't already. If you have access to Apple TV, it's a really great series. My wife is hooked. We're watching it the second time around now. So, but what about you, Hazel? What have you been watching, man? Anything new?
I watched that show, Clickbait, on Netflix.
My wife and daughter are watching it right now.
Like right this minute?
No, I mean, no, they're.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm like, they're really. I mean, I binged it, so it was like, maybe one day, we'll say. You know, I won't say I watched it at work, but you know, but yeah, it was definitely binge worthy. I liked everything up until the ending. And then I don't know. It was okay. I'll go with that. But everything before that was fantastic.
Okay.
Titans I've been watching that. That's good. My Hero Academia.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm only watching this because RNG mentioned that he and his son are watching it and he really likes it. So I was like, I'll check it out, you know? So I'm like in like maybe 60 episodes now. So yeah, they're only like 20 minutes long, so it's nothing like too crazy.
Right.
But yeah, I really, really like it. It's about basically the world is gone the way where people have these superpowers, or they call them quirks, and they each do something different. And this one kid, he doesn't have one, but he still acts the part and acts like he's a hero and stuff like this. So he ends up kind of obtaining a quirk, and then he goes off to My Hero Academia, which is basically a school for heroes. So yeah, and it's just way deeper than you think it would be for an anime, at least in my eyes. So yeah, so there's that. I also watched Demon Slayer at the request of RNG and Jealous, and I burned through that. That was fantastic. And I think I've got my wife on board with watching an anime, actually. So really? I just need to find out which one to watch that's not like blood-soaked and, you know, pervy. Yeah.
Minor details.
Like that.
Yeah. I mean, the blood-soaked one, I think that's going to be easier to find, like one that's not blood-soaked. The pervy part might be a little questionable.
I mean, isn't that a staple of anime in general for the most part?
Yeah, it is. It is. So, but
oops.
Yeah. I want to go in the girls' bathroom. Come on.
Shit. I also wanted to mention before we moved on that the morning show on Apple TV and as the new season's coming out September 17th, and the new sci-fi, based on the Isaac Asimov novels, The Foundation, is coming out September 24th. So you might want to at least try out Apple TV if you haven't already. So sorry, I wanted to mention that, Hazel. Anything else you've been watching?
No, I'm looking forward to that show Foundation though. That looks really good.
It looks very high production.
I'm thinking that I probably won't get Apple TV for it though. I might just, either buy the show outright or just do like the free trial and then just binge it. Yeah, basically.
Sure.
Yeah. I just don't support Apple. It's just me. I'm like that.
Well, I also just found out that the Matrix not Reloaded, almost said that. The Matrix Resurrection is also going to be on HBO Max. It'll be simulcast the same way that some of the other movies have been. So just letting you know, you don't have to go to the theater for that one, but why would you not? I'm going to be in the Dolby Theater in the Rumble seats, dude.
Yeah, I'm not going to see it, I don't think.
You do take that back.
Put enough alcohol in my system, maybe I'll see it.
You guys are killing me, man. That's like one of my favorite movies of all time.
The first, all of them, the first one?
I like them all, but the first one is it's a mind-blowing movie, man. Blew my mind when I watched that movie.
Yeah, it just looks like a rehash of the first one.
You could be very much right, but you know what? I'll accept it. It's a welcome sight right now.
It's not. See, I knew you were going to give me that argument. I knew it.
Give me more.
That's the thing, is that I'm not some
I'm the problem. Is that what you're saying?
Take it. Yeah, exactly. You're like this person that's like, oh, give me more. I don't care. Give me more shit.
Take my money.
Need to consume it. Exactly.
I think I would watch it to see just what exactly Jonathan Groff's character is, because he's the one that's sitting in the chair, or better known as King George from Hamilton.
Right.
Or from Frozen 2 or Frozen 1. He's sorry.
What's his face? Yeah.
Olaf? No, not Olaf. He's
yeah.
I should know this. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. I should know this. Kristoff.
Yes, Kristoff.
Damn it.
Hey, we passed.
Yeah, just took like 10 seconds. Meh.
I didn't remember any of them, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, there you go.
So I'll be the enemy here. Anything else, Hazel? Anything else?
No.
Well, I think it's time for the speed run, the new and improved speed run. We'll do that right after this.
Call the Praxic Order, call the Thanatonauts, the Jinsen Scribes, call everyone so they can witness you.
Okay, boys and girls, this segment is called the speed run. This is where we have a database of over 250 randomly asked questions, and Lazz here is going to have 90 seconds to answer as many as he can. These are short 1 or 2 word answers, and at the end of the year, the guest with the most answers will win a cool prize and the title of 2021 Speedrun Champion. The questions are randomly asked, so no one can memorize the order and answer whatever comes to mind as quickly as you can. Tonight, I'm going to ask the questions randomly from the list. Hazel, as usual, is our timekeeper and quality control expert. Startian is our current leader at 39. I'm sorry, Lazz. I'm sorry to bring you in on this. That's a high bar, man. But we're going to do our best, right?
Oh, I always put my best feet forward.
Good. All right.
I believe in you.
We do, man. We believe. Okay, you ready to do this?
Let's do it.
You set up, Hazel? You ready to go?
Yep, I'm ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Warlock, Titan, or Hunter?
Warlock.
What is your favorite Destiny 2 exotic?
Sunshot.
Void, Solar, Arc, or Stasis?
Stasis.
What was your first video game?
Donkey Kong.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Should there be freelance solo strikes?
Yes.
What one thing annoys you most?
People.
Playing cards or board games?
Board games.
If you could choose, who would voice your ghost?
Wally.
Wired or wireless?
Wired.
What's the best sandwich?
Ham.
Is exercise worth it?
Yes.
Vanguard, Crucible, or Gambit?
Gambit.
What's your favorite Destiny planet?
Io.
PS5 or Series X?
Series X.
Do aliens exist?
Absolutely.
Last Wish or Leviathan?
Last Wish.
What's one thing we would find in your gaming space?
Microphones.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Absolutely.
Who would win, a fallen captain or a Cabal Centurion?
Centurion.
Batman or Moon Knight?
Moon Knight.
What number am I thinking of?
15.
Favorite armor shader color?
Black.
Ikora, Kate, or Zavala?
Zavala.
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Grounds maintenance.
Is chili soup?
No.
Winter or Summer Olympics?
Summer.
Pulse Scout or Auto?
Auto.
Favorite cartoon, past or present?
Lilo and Stitch.
Destiny 1 or Destiny 2?
Destiny 1.
Apple or Android?
Apple.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
You said that was time, Hazel?
Yep.
Man, you were flying, dude. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you were moving.
You were moving. I was starting to see the end of the tunnel, man. You were getting close. All right, Hazel, how do you do, man?
Are we counting that last one?
Yes.
Okay, 34.
That's one of our high scores, man. That's very good.
I'll take it.
You're in our top 5. You did really good.
I mean, I know how controversial this whole topic
Yes,
can be.
I know. I don't know. You know, Hazel, why'd you talk me into doing this, man? Do you hear that? Do you hear the tires? Hey, listeners, I got a question for all you out there. Do you have a great speedrun question? If that's a yes, join our Discord and enter them in our Speedrun Question Ideas channel. We'll add them to next year's speedrun. Just remember, they need to be yes or no, 1 or 2 word answers, either or questions, or what's your favorite also will work. At the end of the year, we're going to have 2 drawings for a $25 gift card of your choice, and you can enter up to 5 questions to go in the drawing. So good luck. All right, that means it is time for This Week at Bungie. This week at Bungie, 3rd week of Season of the Lost. What do we got tonight, Hazel?
All right, so pretty much the big topic this week on the TWAB is good old Trials of Osiris. So pretty much they're just rehashing all of the changes that were going on before, but I'll touch on those briefly here. But they do start off with Destiny 7th anniversary. And then they link that back to the article that Gatr mentioned before. And, so go check it out. If you're a new light player and things like that, check it out. Do me a favor. Check it out and tell me your thoughts on it. Tell me your thoughts if D2 is better or D1 looked better.
Yeah, I mean, they even had original art from the studio artists. Yes. I mean, it was they put a lot of work in this article. So definitely check it out because, like I said, it was very nostalgic. They actually said the dialogue, or they actually did the direction. They were They gave the director's notes first, and then they played the reveal clip afterwards. It was really cool how they did it. So check it out.
Well, one quick thing I did want to mention is that my wife so she's looked up Destiny, or I've looked up Destiny on her phone before. So she gets like news updates about Destiny, and she loves that. And she told me, she's like, "Did you know that Destiny is like they're like hiring for movies and TV shows?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "Yeah." Mm-hmm. And apparently they actually started the hiring process now.
Take my money, Bungie. Take my money.
Yeah. I don't know when it's going to come, but we're going to get something, I'm guessing, probably next year.
I like it.
So.
Aces.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
So, all right. Trials of Osiris, The Return. Or, well, I guess, like, The Return of the Return.
Well, it's just another revamp. It's another revamp. It's a resurrection.
Oh, don't you fucking
Okay,
start.
I'm sorry. I'll be quiet.
Okay, this is a revamp that I'm actually interested in.
All right, guys, I got you.
This one's necessary, unlike a payday.
All right.
So, all right, it starts 10 a.m. PDT, September 10th. That is Friday. For those of you that are listening to this, so it started right now. Basically, it's already going on. Get on there, get play it. So, Trials of Osiris, the revamp. Here we go. So, keynotes to take into consideration. Solo. If you don't have anybody to play, you can do this. I'm looking forward to watching some streamers go in solo to try to get 7 wins with just that.
I'm going to do it. Why not? I'm going to try. I want to try it all out. I want to test drive the car, man.
Yeah, exactly. So, basically, also keep in mind, if you don't have ammo for a sword, you will not be able to use it. So, 3 peeking is gone. Rounds are 90 seconds. And those are the main things, other than the rewards. Yeah.
And the ammo thing too, right?
Oh yeah, you can't carry your ammo over from round to round. It resets. That's big.
But didn't it always reset though?
No. You can carry. I've played trials in competitive even. I don't know if it applies to competitive. I think it's just trials where I would have like 7, 8, 9 rounds of fusion rifle ammo from picking it up when people die. Yeah, you can definitely carry it. You could be at a big advantage.
Snowballed after a while, yeah.
It does.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I never paid attention to it or something. But yeah. So your ammo goes away after the round, and aside from that, 90 seconds. Each round you start with fresh special ammo. Crossplay must be enabled to participate.
Ooh,
interesting.
So, just a fun fact for you there. And
no
then
dodging
also
those PC players.
I will be. Sorry, Respawn. You can't join me this time, man. I can't handle the PC crowd. Can't do it. I mean, it's funny. You know what? Just an aside here. It's funny how I started playing on PC with a controller. And I did okay. I adapted to it. Back before the PS5 came out and the newer consoles, I played on PC exclusively. But I don't know what it is, man. It is ultra sweaty now. We had even last night, Kingsley joined us from PC. We were playing Gambit, and invasions, you were just getting torn up. As soon as you invaded, people were swarming on you. And I don't know. Maybe it's in my head. I don't know, but it just seemed like it was a little step up in difficulty, maneuvering wise.
Did they ever say if Gambit was?
I think so.
PC and console together.
I'm not. Yeah, it is, because as soon as it is. It's just like Crucible. It's in the PC pool, because once Kingsley switched back to his PS5, we if you look at the icons of your people you're joining up on, we had a 4-stack, of course, but everyone was console after that, so it definitely applies on Crucible and Gambit. And let me tell you, when you're invading and you don't have an Eyes of Tomorrow and you're just trying to snipe or something, you get run over really quick. You got to be really, really seasoned invader. You got to know where all the spots are, because man, I was bitching and moaning last night. I streamed it.
No.
And yeah, I know. I know it doesn't happen much, but I was complaining. I said, Ninja Muffin, I said, you try to invade, and you tell me. And of course, she gets like a one-man army. I'm like, all right, you're invading now, not me. But I just want to mention that, because it is definitely a step up in difficulty. I believe it is. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yep. So, with this new change to Trials, they did rework the rewards for this. So, replace the weekly 3, 5, and 7-win challenges with a win rounds challenge. A new 7-win challenge is available at St. 14. And then they removed the weekly bounties. So no more bounties for Gatr, so immediately his interest has gone down.
Wait, what? No bounties? Yeah. Just cards, that's it? There's no bounties?
No bounties.
Oh, man.
He has no interest now, ladies and germs.
It's like taking the crack away from the crack addict.
I need my hit, man.
At least a bounty.
I suck your dick.
Come on, man. Give me some of them bounties.
Oh my god, that's a callback. Nice one. Oh, damn. Chappelle. That was beautiful. Yeah, I didn't know about that. I'll be honest, I didn't read the TWAB this week, and that hit me by surprise there a little bit. No bounties, huh?
Darn. I guess you have to play like an everyman.
Well, the reason,
Wow.
no, the reason I was hoping they'd have bounties is because what if you don't run a lot of rounds? What if you're not a seasoned trials player and you just get smoked? You still got to win a round. I know. Everybody wins a round eventually, but I'm just saying it's not as easy as it sounds. And if there's no way to get other rewards, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but if there's no other way to get rewards other than, because in Destiny 1, you just completed your rounds, like get so many rounds completed, you would get like with what they used to do. You got the play 8 rounds or something, and you get the weapon of the week or whatever.
Right.
So they took that away. I don't know, man. This worries me a little bit. I'm sorry. Carry on. I'll listen intently here. I had to say something about that.
Well, I mean, I think part of it is because how are they going to reward you for it? The bounties?
Yeah,
give you XP.
Yeah, just do like
they don't have tokens anymore.
No, it's not that. But you could do you were talking about people jumping off cliffs, right? To just get rounds completed. You get so many rounds completed, you get the rifle that's featured for that. You get the 3-win rifle basically, or weapon or armor, or whatever it is that week. But now you don't have that option. You have to go in there and actually win rounds to get anything. So if I play all weekend solo and I just have the worst luck and I win maybe 2 rounds the whole week,
yep,
or the whole weekend,
you wasted your time.
I wasted my whole weekend. I don't know if Bungie's going to have to fix that. They gotta give us value for time invested. At least something. I don't know. I'll test drive it this weekend and I'll report back next week. But I'm sorry. Continue on.
No. I mean, you have a very valid point there.
Wait a minute. Can you say that again? I have what? Damn it. Go ahead. Proceed.
Shit.
Huh? What? Huh?
Shit.
He said I had a valid point.
You do. Okay. You have a valid point.
All right.
Okay?
I won't gloat.
To get the, I mean, do you know what you have to do according to what it was? I mean, when this was released originally, do you know what you have to do to get the weekly weapon?
You had to win 3 games.
No, you had to win 40 rounds.
What?
40 rounds.
That's the new thing?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of rounds, man.
That is.
Wow. I mean, the games are shorter. That's good. Ooh. Well, okay. Are they still going to be doing the skill-based matchmaking? Because that's going to be important if this is in fact the case. Yeah,
that's still going on. Don't worry about that. It's a mix between skill and card.
Okay.
Aside from that, the rewards, they're going to give that engram eventually and things along those lines. It's going to be one of those things we're just going to have to test this out and see how it goes.
Right.
But in order to test it out, you do need to have Beyond Light.
Good. No recos.
And then starting February 22nd, 2022, you will need the Witch Queen to play this. So if you're playing on Game Pass, sorry, but you have to buy the Witch Queen.
Well, it's the same. It's an in-game content. It's the same thing as saying, I bought the free version. Where's my Vault of Glass? No, I'm sorry. You got to buy the expansion to play Vault of Glass.
What the hell are you talking about?
You can play Vault of Glass with the free version?
Yeah.
No
well,
shit.
I mean, on Game Pass.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about Game Pass is a unicorn. I'm talking about just regular buying the game or joining the game. Not everybody has Xbox Game Pass. But
wait a second, I'm the one drinking the Jameson here, right? Not you.
I'm just saying. Never mind. But if you're gonna play in an in-game content, I think you should pay for it. You should pay for that's the least you can do. Buy the damn expansion. Come on. If you want to go play Warzone if you want a free-to-play game. Go play, what's the other one that everyone plays is crazy about?
Apex Legends?
Apex, and there's of course, the original one.
Valorant?
No.
You're speaking of...
Fortnite.
Yeah, Go play those games if you want free-to-play games. This is Destiny. It's for Destiny fans, Destiny players, people who love this game. You got to at least buy the content. Pay for what they've produced.
You
All
sound
right.
like the bouncer at a club who's like, "You better pay the entry fee to get into this club here, buddy, or I'm kicking your ass out."
All right,
on the
hold on.
street."
I'm stepping off my soapbox. Go ahead, Hazel. I'll let you finish up, man.
Just picturing Gatr with his arms crossed.
Dez is already muted. He's already fast forwarded past this part anyway. So go ahead.
No, I'm pretty sure that he heard you misspeak, and then he's like, "Oh,
Uh huh. Mm-hmm.
okay." So aside from that, they are talking about the Battle Eye soft launch update. That it is still, it is still live, and that they are still basically monitoring it. So, you know, don't cheat, and you don't have anything to worry about. Aside from that, I wish you luck.
I see what you did there. Yeah, if you probably don't know, Wish You Luck got banned because he wasn't because he was cheating, but he was with people who were cheating, and then he actually got caught talking to people. I don't know, somehow it got captured and put out there
by other cheaters.
Yeah, put out there in the world. I guess that's, he was the one that always was all about catching the cheaters and exposing the cheaters. And then for him to be playing with cheaters knowingly, I think I don't know. I really like Wish. I know I'm just a PvP guy. I liked his attitude. I mean, I know he burned a lot of bridges and stuff, but I liked his gameplay and I liked his laissez-faire type attitude, but sorry, dude.
His headshots.
If you're playing with cheaters, I mean, I'm sorry. That's what happens, man. Battle Eye.
I'm gonna get in on this before Dez does, since you said Dez loves to correct you. It's laissez-faire.
Oh, I'm sorry. Laissez-faire.
Sorry, Dez. I beat you to the punch there before you could
Good one.
get anything on that.
Good one.
Let's see if he can type it fast enough. And,
Too late.
Heyo.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that fifth caller, by the way.
No, it's 15th caller.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah,
I think we're still waiting on a fifth caller.
I think the timer's run out. I think they've run out of time.
You said something like 5 or 10 minutes or something like that.
So
like
close.
An hour ago, yeah.
Well, we had no one claim the prize, so we'll have to put those next week. We'll have to put the tickets
next week. Next week it'll just roll over, so it'll be like 2 concerts.
Oh God. Someone's gonna call us on this. I'm gonna have to pay for Foo Fighter tickets or something. All right, let's keep moving. Shit.
At Gatr for that one.
No, don't do that.
So again, with Battle Eye, if it does detect that you're cheating, it's not going to be like an auto ban. It's basically going to go to a group of people at Bungie to watch it and find out if you were cheating. And if you were cheating, goodbye.
They're going to be They're going to be definitely more diligent this weekend because they don't want trials to be ruined by cheaters. So I think if you're going to try to sneak in there and cheat, I think you're going to get a nice little message next week after trials ends that you won't be able to log in. Believe me, I've had that message before. It's the sinking
cheating bastard.
It's the most weird sinking feeling ever when you see that message like, "Hey, not so fast." I'm like, "What? What do you mean not so fast?" Yeah, don't use overlays, guys. Don't use overlays when you're screen capping stuff. All right. Was there anything else we need to talk about?
Aside from that, under the shit's broken area, they're doing an update next week. So make sure that you are prepared for that. So you PlayStation people, make sure that you have like half your hard drive, ready for this because it's PlayStation, and I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, yeah, it's the one bad thing about PlayStation.
So yeah, there's that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Underneath, besides that, it's videos. Which, by the way, they did a parody for it's "I Need a Cleanse."
I saw that.
It's for the Blink 182 song. I'm trying to remember what song that was.
The words escape me. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. But once you hear it, if you're familiar with Blink 182, you'll listen to the song and it'll immediately come back to you.
What's my name again?
It's golden.
Was it What's My Name Again?
No, it's not that one.
You might. Oh well, I don't remember anything. I'm terrible.
Aside from that, Art and DMG is getting married and he's going on vacation for a little bit.
Good for him. Congrats.
Yeah. So we'll have Cosmo and his cats coming out there.
Did you like that DMG's description of taking a break was, yeah, the new missus and I are going to like raid and play a trials card. Like, oh.
Staycation. Or stay honeymoon.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah. Or he may be taking it with him.
Ah.
See?
That's right.
All right. Well, thanks, Hazel, for that twab this week. And we'll be right back. Hey, everyone. Looking for some like-minded gamers to Destiny with?
Or maybe just a place to de-stress and talk about life with others for a bit.
Or maybe just a place to discuss the latest movies, the TV shows, new awesome music out there.
What about New Year's resolutions or goals or our fitness section?
Well, you're also forgetting about our channels with links to our clan, Speakpipe, our show music playlist for God's sake, or even where to get a show t-shirt, mouse pad, or coffee mug if you want to help support us.
Wow, you're not just a Bungie shill, you're a Guardian Downcast shill, huh? So, man, you must be forgetting also about the podcast questions channel, where listeners can put in their own questions for us.
And Hazel, our show feedback channel, where listeners can talk about our past podcast. And our...
Stop. This shameless plug has gone on long enough. I'm going to put a fork in it. Everybody, just go to the GDC Discord community link on our weekly show notes, where you can see the invite there. Just visit us at guardiandowncast.com. That invite link there will never expire, so just go there too.
And later, Guardian.
Oh my God, just stop.
What? What did I do?
You're so excited.
I'm excited, man.
Just bring it. Just bring it down.
All right, whatever, man. Okay, jeez.
Lay off the coffee.
What a downer.
Well, I don't know what you were going to say about.
Well, what I was going to say is, hey, everyone, let's talk some lore. Because, we have a lore person in our midst tonight, and it would be foolish for Hazel and I not to kind of get his take on what's going on this season and leading up to it and stuff. So, that pretty much what we needed to say, Hazel?
Yeah, I like it.
What do you think, Taox, Mistress of Dusty Drapes?
Can I just say that I'm glad you said person and not like lore expert or lore nerd or lore like God? Because then I'd be like, no. Do not put me up to these expectations.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, I know we have a lot of lore aficionados in our Discord.
There's
like that?
Word, yeah.
Like that? I like that, yeah. I think it's what I'm going to call everybody now. But yeah, I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this. It was really a great idea that Hazel put a lore channel in our Discord because...
Oh, hey, are we recording yet?
Maybe. Yeah, we're a minute in.
Making that real quick. Hold on.
We're making that a ringtone right now.
I said it flat, so you won't get any justification out of it. But
it's okay. It's okay. It'll work. It'll get the job done.
No, he'll auto-tune it. Oh, shit. But I mean, every morning I love jumping into the lore segment or the lore channel in our Discord because there's always a conversation going on, and it's almost like it picks up where it left off the day before. So it's like a morning ritual now for me. And the lore's been slung around everywhere. I mean, we've been talking about all kinds of different stuff, but I don't even know where to start here, Lazz. Let's start here. What do you think happened the end of last season leading up to this season? What is your interpretation?
So from what I can gather from lore stuff that we had from last season and then cutscenes and little character bites that we have from this season. So, Susrus, as everyone has lovingly called him now, who we actually know now was Savathun in disguise. That's no spoiler or anything. That's if you've played the season, that's something we now know. Basically everything from the year of Beyond Light, from Season of the Hunt, has been Sava Cyrus, or however you want to say that.
That far back, huh?
Yeah, because the idea based on, because there's some lore pieces. Actually, I can't remember the gun off the top of my head. So it's the Wolf Bane, I believe. The new bow from this season actually has Osiris's. It's a very sad, actually, right? It's Osiris's perspective of all of the events, or some of the events, of like talking with Saint and all these like things, like the being around the campfire with the Guardian and Crow, but it's not him in control of his body. It's Savathun in control of his body.
Wolf Tone Draw is the name of the bow.
There we go. And there's even another one.
The auto rifle?
The auto rifle. And all
that's the one I've been trying to get everybody to read, because that one is just horrifying.
It really, like, I'm pulling it up now so I can reread it.
I read it
this
when
stuff was just nuts.
It was disturbing to read. I thought it was.
And that's a credit to the writers that they're just hitting this stuff like spot on with just how, like, you know, they're not softballing a lot of this stuff. You know, it's not all fun and games. Like, oh, the Guardian goes in and kicks everyone's ass and everything is fine. No, it is not fine.
The Chrysuro Mello. I hope I'm saying that right.
I think you've got it. There's a lot of people that have just glossed over that because they're like, forget it. I'm not going to try it.
Yeah, just the auto.
It's just the auto rifle from this season. I'm not even going to try. But basically what we've learned is that Savathun has manipulated a lot of these events leading into... I mean, we know that Witch Queen's coming out, and we know that Savathun takes on a more mothy kind of version of herself.
Yeah, I may have to get my pest control ready.
Well, we never saw her.
No,
that's the thing, right?
It's all been in lore. It's the first time we've seen her.
I will say there's one time you do see her, and that's through artwork, and that's in the first Grimoire anthology.
Okay.
They do show it is the.
Oh yeah. Is that Book of Sorrows?
Yeah, the first Grimoire anthology is the Book of Sorrows, right?
My favorite. And
there's artwork in there that depicts the three sisters before they became...
When they were Krill?
When they were Krill, or Proto-Hive, if you want to call them that.
Okay.
That's my understanding, is that's those versions of them, which is interesting because if you look closely at I've heard people call it the chrysalis that Savathun's in now, which is also ironic because they're calling it a chrysalis because in the trailer for Witch Queen, she has like moth wings, and that's how, you know, butterflies and moths emerge from a chrysalis.
Yeah, they're in pupa cocoons, yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting if you look closely at the chrysalis and then you look back at that artwork from the first Grimoire anthology, the chrysalis kind of has the appearance of Savathun in her krill form. Sort of. I don't know if that means anything or if that's just... All
right, you got to answer me a question here real quick.
Yeah.
Very first cutscene, when Osiris starts transforming into, which is of course Savathun, and everyone's taken back and stuff. But then you see another cutscene, because me and Hazel go back and forth on this, where Mara actually starts mind melding or something, and then shoots something out of her eyes, and then she becomes this chrysalis. Someone says that some are saying that that she put herself in a chrysalis. I'm saying that that Mara put her in this chrysalis. Who's correct?
It's interesting because there isn't any sort of like, as far as I'm aware, and again, this is where Des will pop in and be like, well, actually, sir, there's definitive proof here. You simpleton.
Lore simpleton.
You know, it's funny.
Simpleton. Novice.
Me, this is probably a first, but Des and I are on the same page on what I believe. I believe that Mara did it.
She definitely did something. That's for sure. I mean, there's a reason why Savathun came to the Dreaming City. If she could do this to herself and put herself into a chrysalis, because she was like, hey, you know what? We've never talked about this, but the Hive can just, you know, put themselves into a chrysalis and turn into an advanced form. She would do it somewhere else. She wouldn't need Mara's help.
She'd be vulnerable, yeah.
But that's the interesting thing about all this, right? Is so we have this 6-month-long Season of the Lost. We've met Savathun. We're talking with Savathun for the first time ever, which is amazing to be doing right out of the gate.
Oh, I love it.
But the interesting part is that we kind of already know the plot. Well, not really the plot, but we know that
The result.
Yeah, we know the result. So it's really interesting that we have the beginning, we have the result, but we don't know how we get from beginning to result.
That's the fun part.
Exactly. And theories abound on this because so the whole purpose, the reason why Savathun is here is because she wants to get rid of her worm, which is the right thing to do because that thing, it basically has a never-ending hunger. And eventually, if you eliminate all your enemies, you have no one to deceive. You have no one to trick. Worm's going to consume you.
Right.
So I think there's so many lore bits, so it's hard to remember like specifically like what armor piece, gun, or just like a lore entry these come off of.
Mm.
But the belief is that Savathun realizes that the sword logic is just not the best way to keep the worm fed. And obviously she's feeding her worm via like she's tricked everyone in the last city to thinking that she's Osiris when she clearly isn't. So the worm's like, "Yeah, you fed me, hooray!" But now through this Mara Savathun chrysalis, however they combine, by their powers combined, they form Captain Planet. Apparently, if you get close enough, you can actually hear the worm like screaming.
Yeah,
or you can hear it, like,
I've heard it. That's the worm doing that?
I think it's the worm. Someone has said that it sounds like male screaming, which could very well be Osiris trying to come to the surface. His consciousness, who knows? There's a lot of like stuff running around about like, is Osiris even around? Because if that's his physical body, it's not really there anymore.
That's been the latest topic in our lore in our lore channel. Yeah, exactly.
The biggest thing that I've found, so I went diving through YouTube on this. So if you guys don't follow any lore masters or lore like nerds on YouTube, my name is Bipe is a big one that comes up, but another one is Mylan Games.
Oh yeah, I follow both.
And one of his, I don't know if you've seen this video. There's a theory that he has, and several other people have this theory too. So, and you can actually see this yourself. So if you go into Mara's chambers via the helm, there's 2 balconies. If you go up to the one that's on the opposite side of where Mara is standing, there's a gate in the way, so you can't physically get to it without kind of glitching into it.
Right. I heard about this.
There's a taken Ahamkara egg, which anybody who's gotten the Cursebreaker seal will recognize as the ones that you had to shoot with the Wishender bow. So Mylan's theory, along with several others, is that Mara is collecting the Techians, or having us collect the Techians, so that she can utilize them and herself to utilize this Ahamkara egg to wish away Savathun's worm.
Wow.
But
I saw that video, by the way.
You saw the video. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. It's great.
It's loose, but it makes sense to an extent.
Yeah, but what's it doing over there? You got to wonder. Why would they put an egg there? That's not happenstance.
Because she wants to use it. I mean,
no, that's what I'm saying. Why would Bungie just put an egg there for like environment? No, it's got to mean something.
They wouldn't. Exactly. They wouldn't do that for no reason whatsoever.
Right.
Yeah.
And this goes back to, so you can go on this like deep dive with all this stuff, and like people might ask, well, like, wait a second, that's not like an Ahamkara like riven as a full Ahamkara. How do you wish on that? Well, Eris made a wish on an Ahamkara bone. So it's not too out of left right field to say that Mara and the Techians could utilize a Ahamkara egg to do the very same thing. But as we've learned, or as I've theorized, is that Ahamkara are like genies, in that if you're not super, super specific with your wish, they'll grant it, but it's going to come with weird caveats and stuff like that. So one of the theories I've seen, I think Mylan kind of floated this around too, but didn't outright say it, was that Mara and the Techians are going to utilize somehow. They're going to utilize that taken egg. They're going to wish for Savathun's worm to be removed, and somehow via that, the Alhamkar are going to be like, well, we can do that, but the process involves giving her the light.
Oh, no.
Which is one of those. I don't think that's how it's going to go, because if you actually look at it, so there's lore talking about how Crow has been collecting dead ghosts.
He's getting antsy too. He wants to talk to.
Yeah.
He wants to talk to Savathun.
Right, and he's doing it. The one thing that you don't expect to happen to Guardians is happening. He's having these like recurring things, like, this area seems familiar. Something about this seems familiar. And that's a big anti-Guardian thing, is you're not supposed to remember your past. You're not supposed to bring up your past, even though Anna Bray is like deep into that herself too.
Right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but we all know. The funny thing is that we as the players know that Savathun is all about trickery. She's all about deceiving us. But the Guardian is maybe more like not as in tune with all this, because obviously the Guardian doesn't get to read the grimoire and all that stuff. We're very familiar with it. So we know that Savathun's got some sort of long game plan here that we're just not aware of. And the fact that Mara's plan is, yeah, we're gonna remove Savathun's worm, and then, oh yeah, she's gonna be mortal now, and then we're just gonna kill her. Like, yeah, because it's gonna be that easy.
She hasn't thought of that, right? Yeah, right.
Like, everything Savathun has done so far has been for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
that nobody knows.
And nobody knows what it is, which is what leads to like the worm feeding and stuff like that. And the thing is that like so if you combine Crow's gathering of dead ghosts, if you combine the fact that Savathun traded the secret of controlling the Taken with Nokris's knowledge of necromancy, which is very anti-hive,
right?
You could suddenly get into this realm of like somehow utilizing this knowledge to infuse the dead ghosts with a hive kind of light magic, maybe. But there's one other thing that I saw that I've meant to look into and I haven't yet. So if you go back to the Forsaken time, there's one cutscene in Forsaken that stands out during with thinking about this. So Crow / Uldren at the time, he goes to the EDZ where we go at the beginning of
I remember this
too, right?
Yes.
The corrupted traveler, the piece of the corrupted traveler, and he pulls out a piece of light.
Yeah.
Now, allegedly, we're led to believe that that piece of light combined with some other space magic opens up this portal to the Dreaming City, or at least that's what Riven via Savathun is via the Mara image that Uldren sees.
Right.
So we don't know where that piece of light is, technically speaking, and this is where Des can correct me on this later on. I could be wrong. So we don't know where that piece of the Traveler is. So if Savathun has a piece of the Traveler and a piece of the light, who's to say that she doesn't already have this plan of infusing light into her Lucent Brood, I believe is what they're called.
Right.
After she's tricked Mara and us into removing her worm so that she's no longer enslaved to the darkness and enslaved to the worm. Sure, she loses that immortality piece there, but honestly, like, she's lived for thousands and thousands of years. She's amassed enough, like, hive followers at this point that getting the light is probably the next best thing, because we don't have a tax that we pay to the Traveler.
Nope.
We just have the light.
It's given to us, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you go back to Destiny 1, some of the early missions in Destiny 1, they were actually gleaming power from pieces of fragments of the
That's right, yeah.
The big, come on, it's only the centerpiece of Destiny, the Traveler's Light. I played that activity so many times in Destiny 1, speaking of their 7th anniversary. So they're familiar with using power from shards of the light like that. So it wouldn't surprise me.
And Savathun's song throughout the entire strike, it's basically Takeo 3 being like, I watched them rip the light out of my best friend. And the hive have this ability, so it's not like it's technology / rituals they don't have already. I mean, they don't have already. They literally can do it already. So it goes back to that question of like, what's Savathun's end game? That's the question I've asked myself. Is obviously survival. Like, it'd be nice to survive a little bit longer. And we as the Guardian have proven that we can kill hive gods. We've killed quote unquote Oryx, because there's people that believe that Oryx is alive beyond just the touch of malice gun from Destiny 1.
Mm-hmm.
And Savathun's not stupid. She understands that, okay, I'm not just going to face down the Guardians as I am. And even Eris says that in one of the, I think it's strike dialogue from Destiny 2. She goes, Savathun would never confront us directly. She's more of one of those like generals behind the scenes that commands the pieces and tricks us and all that. She's not someone that's going to come out like guns blazing.
Well, of the three sisters, I mean, Oryx used to be a sister. She was always the one that played chess. She was always the chess player of the three.
Right.
So it makes perfect sense. I mean, she's definitely got to be behind most of this, right?
Oh, there's definitely like, it's tough to say because lore, especially this season, Des and I were kind of talking about this in the lore chat, how in previous seasons, the API, Bungie's API already had all of the like lore entries, so you could peruse through that even before the season was like a week old.
Right.
And you can't do that this season. You can only see however much of the lore has been released on a week-to-week basis. So I think the third piece of the Ripples book is available now. Des said I think it has something to do with the level of your Wayfarer's compass or Wayfinder's compass, but it's a change of pace because normally you could like just jump in and just read the entire story and be like, oh wow, this is like some really intense stuff. But this season, it's apparently like hidden from the API, so you can't jump ahead and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, and you can get upgrade your compass by getting those weekly challenges done.
Yeah,
for the
those
season.
Weekly triumphs.
They give you 1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a whole step. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I kind of like that to an extent, as much as I would love to just read ahead and just kind of like get the story. It's kind of nice to not be able to skip ahead too much. Because at least you have some semblance of surprise when you get like to a new week and you're like, well, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Even the second, so it's, the book is Ripples from this season, and the second entry is The Pigeon and the Splicer, and it's basically Saint going, I need somebody to come with me to find where Sagira died so I can figure out what actually happened to Osiris. And it's stuff that we're not doing in game because we're busy trying to save the Techians. So Saint's like, I'm going to take Mithrax. Mithrax, come with me. Let's go to the moon and let's figure this out. And that's where that lore entry leaves off. I'm like, where's the third one? So like I can find out if this leads into that or if it's just something completely different. Ugh.
Tune in next week.
Yeah, I'll see if I unlocked it. If I did, I'll cut and paste it for you. I've gotten all my weekly compass challenges done, so I'm maxed out as far as you can go on it.
I've heard via a few people in Discord that it has to do with how the Hive are like unhappy with Savathun, but I haven't read it myself, so I'm not positive. So yeah, whenever that becomes available, I will be diving into that for sure.
Okay. So
what are the questions you got for me?
Well, I know you've kind of alluded to the end game and the beginning. Obviously, we know how it starts.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's lots of speculation here, but how do you think? Do you think it's going to be? You think it's the Ahamkara egg, right? That's your belief on how our season's going to go. We're going to be building up to that point. Is that your belief on how you think it's going to happen?
You know, when I initially watched the Mylan video, I was like, "This is absurd!" Like, how many times has like Bungie put in like a red herring, and we're like, "Oh, look at this," and then it turns into like nothing. Like was it last season? It might have been last season. There was in one of the Tangled Shore lost sectors, there was like the sound of the oracles from the Vault of Glass, like in one of the lost sectors. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, what does that mean? What does it mean?"
Right.
It did nothing. It meant nothing. So, while on one hand you could say, yeah, Bungie wouldn't add an Ahamkara egg like that for no reason, you could say, yeah, well, Mara is also a very weird chick, so it might just be some decoration. Who the hell knows? We don't actually know. But it's also behind a locked gate, so I have to believe that there is some sort of, significance to that being there. And the other thing that's interesting is that we still have that 15th wish from the wish wall from the last wish raid.
Right.
Nobody knows what it is. Hasn't been alluded to anywhere. But I have seen theories that state that because of Savathun's manipulations, that 15th wish ultimately helps her in the end. But there's no evidence of that anywhere yet. It's mostly just speculation. But to answer I've danced the circle too many times now. It's now an oval. To answer your question, I do think that the Ahamkara egg plays into it. I do think that this is not going to go the way that we hope it goes. And we can see from the trailer that for some reason we gain access to Savathun's throne world to confront her and the Light Hive. So clearly she's manipulated us, but to just what extent we don't know yet.
Yeah. I saw an interesting thought, and I completely got disheartened when I saw this. Yeah. And it started off, well, it was from Chevy. So, he runs with Glad and those guys, Clan Redeem. So he's like, you know what? He's like, next time I see Crow, I'm going to try to put a bullet in him. And then you click on the tweet, and then he goes into detail with basically he thinks that Crow is going to be the one to free Savathun and give her the egg. And I completely just got disheartened, and I'm like, I hope that doesn't happen.
It's interesting, right? Because the power of an Ahamkara is like the power of having the genie and the 3 wishes, except it's more like one wish, I guess, or a wall of wishes, as Mara somehow figured out how to convince Riven to create. Or no, actually, no, I'm sorry, that's wrong. So they created the wall of wishes so that Riven couldn't manipulate their wishes. I believe that's what actually was the purpose behind the wall of wishes there. It's an interesting take because there's literally no evidence to refute that. So, and I love theories like that, because if there's no way to refute a theory, you could literally jump down a rabbit hole and just see how far that hole goes before you either get driven insane or you come to a potential logical conclusion that is actually something that could happen.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, so go back to Forsaken. Riven is taken. Savathun has control of Queria, who has control of the Dreaming City. They have control of Riven. Riven takes kind of a quasi position of Aldrin. Aldrin releases the Barons. He does all the bad stuff that he does. But who's to say that there isn't still some subtle manipulation that Savathun might have over him? Especially considering, as Osiris, she brought him into the fold of the Guardian and Ikora and Zavala and all that.
Yeah.
It's her manipulations that brought him in, so there has to be a reason behind it.
That's true.
Right?
Gator's completely gutted now, too.
That movie Scanners, it's like my head just about to blow. It's just pulsing. We were talking about there's no entry, and because they were trying to figure out where Osiris might have been hijacked by Savathun, or maybe where the point where Sagira died, maybe. And not Arf in our lore channel mentioned, he says, I think I have just stumbled onto the point in the lore where Savathun hijacks Osiris. Have a read of this. I specifically refer to the paragraph near the end, and he posts the Traveler's Chosen entry from the Ishtar Collective. You guys mind if I read it real quick? It's real short. And see what. I want to hear your opinion after this. The theme is all we have left now is our faith. I push into the ossific den, and he is there. I see him looking over the side towards his traveler, head bent. He is speaking softly, but I can hear him. Anyone who was listening could. He waits for a response, and I do as well, tense, curious. He stands attentively, his loyal dog of a man. It's no time at all for me, but for him the hours creep by in silence. I'm ready to choke the voice of his traveler, if it answers him. But there's nothing. He tightens his grip on the railing. I feel something shift inside him. A new possibility presents itself. Again I press against the sockets. The net creaks softly with my eagerness. Someone approaches, and he turns his back to his traveler. There is an exchange, obscured by the Rubicon thrash. He has given reports. Hope bleeds from him. He gives the messenger a token of his faith. They accept it without understanding its meaning. He watches as they leave. This is a hollow place in his center. It is beautiful. I return warily. I do not see him, but I hear him. He speaks to all with a voice thick with grief. I must learn how far I have been set back. I reach to him tentatively. Strength. I push, and feel only sweet, soft rot. I am delirious with pleasure. It gave them no answers. It was a reflex, the spasm of a dumb muscle. A song of joy rises within me. Now. What do you guys think of that? What do you make of that? I've read that twice now, before this third time, and I'm trying to figure out what this means. Can you elaborate on this at all, Lazz or Hazel?
I mean, I certainly know that's not a poem you would read at poetry night at the local club or anything like that.
No.
I can start snapping if you want to.
No, please don't.
Yeah, let's go.
I mean, is Nadar fond of something here? I mean, does that lore, is it referring to when Savathun, when he turns his back to the traveler? Is that when it happens, maybe? I don't know.
So let's see here. So let me look up a word real quick.
Okay.
Specific.
Means like bones, I believe.
Yeah,
I think that originally when this came out, there was thought that it was talking about shacks.
Yeah, this was from Season of Arrivals.
Right.
Right, but I think when this came out, there was talk that this was actually shacks that it was talking about because of the ossific den. Because if you like kind of compare that to the the Crucello Mellow.
Right.
That's the one I was going to reference next, yeah.
Exactly. That it's sort of, I mean, because he has that bone skull right there, that Ahamkara skull right there.
Right. Which we believe has fate.
Yeah, that was kind of what people like led it to, like, were led to believe that it was that, but I don't know.
Now, I'll do you one better here. So we'll take both of them, Travels Chosen and Chrysura Mellow here.
Okay.
So there's a line. So, to counter Not Arf's point, I think that the point at which the Chrysura Mellow very clearly states that Savathun, physical form, a twisting instar, emerges from the shadows and crawls over the shattered pieces of the ghost, aka Sagira, and then she reaches towards the ruined man. That's very clearly Osiris. Mm-hmm. Because the rest of the parts before that talk about Osiris taking a step forward. It's like her trying to get used to like his physical form and all of this. It's like he sits by the campfire. But if you scroll down, it talks about how she squeezes into the calcified channels of ascendant energy and manifests within the manifests within the dangling Ahamkara skull. So there's a man standing below. We know that's Shax. Shax looks up and is like, and pardon my French here, he's like, what the fuck? But before he can do anything, she basically like sings her song. And he's like, I forgot you're there. Haha. And if you go to the Traveler's Chosen, or no, wait. Ooh, I skipped ahead. Sorry. Hold on. So she melts back into the skull. They make it sound like she's like in her physical form trying to like stay like melded within this Ahamkara skull. Like, oh, you can't see me because like I'm hidden inside the skull and it's really awkward. Like I feel weird, but I'm in here. But then it says she turns her attention to her quarry across the gap. And if you go into the tower, and you look at the Ahamkara skull over there, and you look at where the Ahamkara skull is pointed, it's pointed at Zavala. Mm-hmm. And if you read the Traveler's Chosen, it says, so I push into my ossific den and he is there. So she pushes into the ossific, meaning bone. So she pushes into the Ahamkara skull.
Right.
And the Ahamkara skull is looking at Zavala. Zavala, so it says here, I see him looking over the side towards his traveler. His head is bent. He's speaking softly. She can hear him because Savathun has super hearing, I guess. What the hell? Who knows? So, and who kind of all the people in the tower that we've met, who seems like someone that would be kind of like revere the traveler and like, you know, look up to the traveler? It's Zavala for sure.
Yes.
And she even implies here that like if the traveler speaks to him, that she's like ready to choke the voice of his traveler, as if like she could just reach out and be like, shut up. Don't talk to him. I'm talking to him. You stay in your little ball up there. I'm good.
Oh no. That makes more sense. Because I was trying to, from what Not Arf was saying, I was trying to, I think it was when they were reaching and when he was reaching and only felt soft rot. That's when I was thinking maybe that would refer to Savathun and Osiris, but that makes more sense to me.
Yeah, I think that like Zavala is kind of like, so we don't have the speaker anymore. And Zavala, he's not the speaker, but he's kind of like the speaker's role, right? Of that sort of like focus point of like, we need to look up to somebody, and it was the speaker, now it's Zavala. So what better way to like kind of dishearten the remnants of humanity if you've somehow wormed your way into like Zavala's head, but you wait until like the opportune moment to be like, oh, you guys thought you beat me, but hey, guess what? You continue to screw with me. You're like, he'll do some, I don't know what she would do to us, to Zavala or whatever, but it's just kind of the concept that seems to be forming here, that like, and it goes back to like, if you wander around like the Helm, you wander around the last city. Well, no, you don't wander around the last city. Let me rephrase. You wander around the Helm, the crow is humming the song.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you go back to, what's the activity? Eris is talking with Drifter about the Ahamkara skull. And then they both kind of hum the song, which Eris admits is a viral chant, which means, hey, that passes from one person to the other like a virus. And it essentially, as it describes in the Chrysura Mellow, it hides, Savathun uses it to hide herself so that people aren't aware that she's just kind of hanging around in a skull, like checking us out.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
You know, it's kind of scary to think that, you know, we transmat into the tower all the time, and we had been since, you know, this version of the tower, the D1 tower, and obviously, like, it's only been this year so far, but every time that we've seen Osiris, he used to hang out by where Ikora was. That wasn't Osiris.
Yeah.
That was Savathun this entire time. And until this lore came out, until that cutscene came out where, like, she morphed into the crystalline prison that she's in now, like, nobody thought anything about that. And now you're, like, thinking back to it going, holy crap, I was, like, standing there staring like, oh, Osiris, what are you doing here? And that was a hive god the entire time.
Yeah, and I actually stood around and listened to him talk, or her, whatever. And I was like, I was totally fooled. I was like, oh, this is Osiris. He's talking gibberish about this and that. And I don't know, man. Yeah.
Well, also Sweeperbot, if you load into the tower, it's singing the Savathun song too.
Yeah, even the Sweeperbot, which is just...
That's disturbing.
Like, so if you think about it, so Shax has heard it not once, but... Oh, no, actually. So that part there at the end of Chrysura Mellow, he sang it to Saint, so Saint has heard it too.
That was during the that one exotic sidearm. It was the cutscene at the end, wasn't it? Was that the song? The Moon Cheese, the cheese song? Was that the Savathun song?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It's Devil's Ruin. Yeah.
Devil's Ruin. There you go.
Oh my god.
It's really super interesting, and I've brought this up to Dez in the lower chat I think a couple times. So if you go back to, and I need to go back further and see if it pops up anywhere else. So if you go back and listen to the Shadowkeep soundtrack, in the very first song on that soundtrack, Savathun's song is part of that song.
Wow.
Eat It is the opening track. Savathun's song, the rhythm is in there.
What video game company does that? Have you ever heard of this happen before?
super deep ties in story and stuff that are
Dude.
just stringing us along, man.
We're sitting there complaining about simple little things. There's so many levels above us when it comes to developing stuff. I tell you what, I will say this, Lazz, I've never been so into lore than this season, because soon as Hazel mentions the passage for the auto rifle, every gun I get now, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. What's going on? Because it seems to be kind of bringing you up to speed that the main story doesn't tell you, other than a little bit of dialogue from Mara. But
right,
this just goes so much deeper, and I'm kicking myself because every season I could have been doing this. I could have been reading the weapon lore and learning more and more about having a deeper understanding of what the season's about.
Well, going off that, how about this? Here's another one for you. So, I've mentioned Dez's name like 5,000 times.
We're referring to Des Raven with the Guardian Hub podcast. Yep.
He's the guy who's forgotten more lore than all of us even remember.
Exactly.
So he brought this up, and he originally had a spoiler tag over, but it's not really a spoiler so much. So it was a D1 ghost fragment, and it was from Toland, and Toland was he's waxing poetic about 3 queens, and one is in a tower, one has an army, but one of the things he says is that I think it has something to do with one of them is over us all, watching us. And that's a Savathun line from this season where she goes,
"Yeah,
if you want to see who's been watching, yeah, exactly. If you want to see who's been watching us from the start, just look up from that line between light and dark."
Yep.
And Des brought that up, and I was like, "Oh my god, the longevity of these storylines! That was a D1 Grimoire card.
That's crazy, man. Did they really have that much of the story already made up? That's amazing, man. If they're including that now,
the way I've kind of looked at it is that we're all playing Destiny and Destiny 2 because we love the game and all that.
Yeah, the gun mechanics,
And I think Bungie is using the game to tell the story that they have had written out forever now. They've obviously had these story elements figured out. It's not like they started developing Season of the Lost and said, yeah, maybe we should put Savathun in a prison. Maybe we should do... I think they've had this all figured out for a really long time, and they're just this is our long-term plan of telling you guys a story. But the cool thing is that you guys don't just get to hear a story or read a story. You guys get to play a game at the same time.
I'm kicking myself, Lazz. It was really tough in Destiny 1 to get lore because you had to collect the Grimoire, and the Grimoire was in no particular order. It was very fragmented. You get a new fragment or a ghost lore Grimoire card for doing anything, and there's all kinds of challenges that gave you a lore card. If you were to look at it in the order that you receive stuff, it wouldn't make sense. It was very fragmented the way the story was, but now looking, being able to look back at all those Grimoire cards early in Destiny 1, I've missed out on so much more of this game.
It is really amazing just how connected a lot of this stuff is, or even little stories we've got I think it was the latter half of the first Grimoire anthologies was about the man with the golden gun, essentially Shin Malphur and all that. And that came in Destiny 2 as well when we were chasing for the Malfeasance quest. Mm. Who would have guessed that would have made a reappearance as part of an exotic quest at any point?
Yeah.
Well, it's absurd. I mean, I was looking at just for fun, I was looking at jobs on Bungie's website because Joe Blackburn will throw them out there every now and then.
True.
And they are actually looking for they were hiring someone to keep track of all of this.
Wow.
Oh God.
I don't know if I'd want that job.
You might need 3 or 4 people just in case the first person or two gets burned out.
You need a team, a small team.
Or their head explodes.
Yeah, exactly.
Like mine is now. Yeah. Well, hey, we can go 4 hours on this conversation, but unfortunately, we have other stuff we got to talk about coming up. So,
well, I did have one other question.
Go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
So, Lazz, what did you think when you saw the reveal of the Lucent Brood?
Concern, really, to be honest, because the way the game has been laid out for us, the way the story's been laid out, is that the Traveler has chosen, like, and like they chose the Elixni and then abandoned them when the darkness came, and then they chose us as the Traveler chose us as humanity. But to know that there's the potential for the Hive or any other race to just harness the light without the Traveler is kind of concerning, because it just means that maybe the Traveler isn't as important as we thought. If other races can just utilize the powers of light and dark,
Right.
specifically in this case light, without some sort of entity, like who knows?
Oh, you remember at the end of, I think it was the end of Warmind, where they had like this sundial with all the different enemies, including us, and the light was shining on a certain. Remember that part? Was it the end of Warmind, or was it end of Arrivals? Maybe
Arrivals.
You remember that cutscene at the end where it was showing it showed how the light used to be on the Fallen and now it shifted, and I can't remember who it was shining on. But maybe it's a cycle. Maybe there's a cycle that we have no control over. I don't know. Maybe the Traveler is a false god. Maybe we're looking into the Traveler too much. Maybe there's something bigger at play here than the Traveler.
That's what Savathun kind of alludes to with this whole just look up to see who's been watching us. That it feels like she's alluding to someone else's or something else's.
It's bigger than all of us.
Yeah, bigger than the light, bigger than the dark. And it's kind of like, I had this whole game laid out for you guys and you've screwed it up. You're going to make me show up and like fix this crap, aren't you? And you're like, no, it's okay. Let us go about our business. Leave us alone.
Head in the sand. Did that satisfy your question, Hazel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lazz, we definitely got to have you back on, man, because we got more to talk about. So hopefully you'll take that invitation next time we offer, because God almighty, there's so much to talk about. I mean, I'm just getting excited just about lore. It's just, there's so much I got to read. I got so much work to do.
Name a time and name a place.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Well, hey, let's have some fun now. We had our serious talk. Let's get into some community questions. We're going to do that right after this.
Hey Guardians, would you like to send us a question for the show? Well, there's 4 ways to do it.
Number 1, join our Discord server. There's a join link in our show notes. We have some great gamers in there, by the way, and you can just lurk or hang out or jump right in and talk with us. There's also a channel labeled Podcast Questions where you can type in your question for the show.
You can also email us at guardiandowncast@gmail.com, or we also tweet out almost every week about our upcoming show, guest, and you can respond there with your questions at guardian_d_cast is our Twitter handle.
Finally, you can send us a voicemail with your questions at speakpipe.com/guardiandowncast. Remember, that's all one word. And we'll play it on the show for you guys.
Speakpipe is honestly my favorite thing. But anyway, thank you for all you guys do, and toddles.
And later, Guardian. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week. This is where we get our community questions from Discord. We get them from our Speakpipe, get them from our Twitter account, from our email, all kinds of ways you can contact us. But we love Speakpipe voicemails. So we have 2 tonight. Our first one here is from Arisen Phoenix, and I'm going to play it right now.
Okay, so few weeks ago, talked about hot cocoa. Hot cocoa is only okay with milk. If you drink hot cocoa made from water, you're the devil, Gatr. So, my real question is, have you ever made hot cocoa with milk, because you're not the devil, but you put peanut butter toast into it? Sounds weird? Super delicious.
All right, Arisen Phoenix. Okay, I have to clarify on this question. I'm not the devil. I have had hot cocoa with milk, But here's the deal. The reason the reason I've just gotten used to using instant cocoa with water is because when I was younger, my mom was pinching pennies, and whenever I wanted hot cocoa and I grabbed the hot cocoa mix out of the pantry and I was ready to go put it in a cup and microwave the milk, et cetera, my mom was like, no milk. Milk's too expensive. Just use water. And I'm throwing my mom under the bus here because she's the one who got me she's the one who got me accustomed to drinking cocoa with water. So I've had both, Arisen Phoenix. So yeah, I've just gotten used to using water, and I guess I've acquired the taste. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Any other input here from you guys?
Never tried the peanut butter part, but that's interesting to me. I'm gonna have to try that.
I haven't tried that. Now I'm gonna have to because
obviously you haven't tried it because it involves milk with your.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, I've had cocoa with milk. It's just I don't know. I always seem to be out of milk too when I want to use it. But anyway.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Our second voicemail is from good old Uncle Scumdeath, and we're gonna play it right now.
Hello, Scumdeath here. If it was the apocalypse, the zombie apocalypse happened, and you went down into your bunker, what would be the first food stuff you take into the bunker? What food stuff can you not live without? Mine would probably be bacon. Love ya.
Okay. Zombie apocalypse. What is the first food stuff you would bring down into your survival bunker? Lazz, what do you think?
Pop-Tarts.
That's a good one. Didn't think of that one. Hazel, what's your answer?
I like the bacon, but I'd have to go with another pork product. I'd go with sausage.
See, with me, I'm thinking what would go good together and give you good, long-lasting energy. I'm thinking peanut butter and apples, but slice an apple up and just slobber a spoon of peanut butter on the end of it, and oh, it's so good. Very good. That would be my answer. Because peanut butter lasts
the lamest answer I've ever heard.
Peanut butter lasts forever. I'm thinking more practically here.
I'm more concerned by the fact that you're slobbering peanut butter on your
Did I say that? Damn,
you
Mo.
did, yeah.
Mo's going to jump on that one.
He's eating it and then letting it drool from his mouth over it.
Oh, God. All right, Lazz, help us out
You're
here.
welcome for that visual, listener.
Okay, let's jump into our Discord. And Lazz, take a look around, see something there you want to ask. And Hazel, why don't you get us kick-started here, man? Why don't you start out with one?
All right. Sorry, I'm still appalled from the other thing.
What did I say?
Yeah. I don't want to relive it. Okay, so Uncle Scumdeath, question for the show for Taox, Mistress of Dusty Drapes. When are you gonna get back with main man Jay and do Gamer Score Radio? I hope it's the correct Jay. Love all our Discord podcasts.
Isn't that just a testament to how many J's there are amongst all the Discords around here that he had to say that?
But Jay did answer. He says, I keep asking, but Lazz doesn't answer my calls anymore.
I'll tell you the truth behind that. So we started Gamerscore Radio with the idea being that, like, Jay wanted to do a podcast with me. I was into the concept of doing a podcast. I was and still am into game music, but I had the thought in my head that I'd be able to like do kind of like a review of game music. But then I realized very quickly that if a game has bad music, I don't play that game really. And if the game has really good music, I do play it and I pay attention to it. And that's kind of boring content if you're just like, I love this music. Okay, podcast done.
Yeah.
And so, like, I know we had talked about like evolving it into maybe something else, but I felt like I could never come up with any sort of like subject matter that I felt like I could talk about on a week to week or even 2 week basis. So that's where something like Real Geniuses come into play, where like even movie talk sort of thing. And then I'll have to remember the details later. But my wife and I actually started recording a podcast that we haven't done in a while, because before we moved into this house, we actually lived in my in-laws' house for a while, and we started a podcast called My Parents' Basement.
Oh, that's classic.
Yeah, right? Where we would watch a movie that we probably watched while we were younger, like during the late 80s, early 90s, and then see how it holds up with our current selves. But product of moving into a new house, trying to get used to a new schedule, new routine. We haven't recorded in a little while, but hopefully we get back into that routine as well. So it's a lot of in the works sort of stuff that just needs to be ironed out for Real Geniuses. Maybe Gamer Score will make a comeback at some point. Who knows? You never know. I have access to the Twitter, so you never really know.
Still got their t-shirt.
Oh,
I've got one from Ninja Muffin here, and it comes to Gambit. It's a Gambit question. Bank first or let the other team bank, and why? And you had a comment here, so I'll let you answer first, Lazz.
So maybe this makes me kind of like a simple-minded in that I just like to see the medals pop up on the screen. But for me, I like banking as fast as possible, because you get that cool like first to bank medal.
Yeah, I like that medal.
And then after that, I saw a couple of people break it down where they're like, well, really, it depends on the strategy. I'm like, yeah, but if you're loading in like solo into a Gambit thing, it's pretty much every person for themselves for the most part, so it doesn't really matter at that point.
Sure.
But yeah, I like to bank first, just to kind of throw something at the opposing team so that at least I know for at least a couple of seconds they're distracted while I try to gather more motes.
What do you think, Hazel? Bank first or wait?
Well, I mean, I think it's okay. So my answer to this is that you need to, if you're going to bank motes, you have to bank at least 25
for the first invader, right?
For the first invader,
right? Because
if not, you're just wasting your invader. You're not your invader, but you're wasting your taken that you're dropping.
Yeah, because when your invader comes in, it attracts the attention of other teammates on the other side. So that means you're well, go ahead. I'll give you my opinion.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that, I mean, if you drop 25, either first or second, either one, you have to have an invader go through.
Right, to disrupt.
Because that way they're distracted, they're working on those. And then, to me, I would say, like, if you can bank 25 first and then invade, that's probably the best case scenario. Because then you can, use your sniper, Eyes of Tomorrow, whatever it is you're using, and take out motes from them. So you put them further behind.
I personally think it's depending on how good your invader is. If you have a really god tier invader that just goes after him and gets at least 2-3 kills in an invasion, then I agree that's the right strategy. Because when you have two, let's say you have 2 10s and a 5. In there, and they're trying to eliminate them, and you have an invader that they're distracted trying to get rid of the blockers so they can put their motes in, your invader can come in there and take motes right away. But if it's like most teams where your invaders hit or miss, and I'm the same way when I invade, it's either a great invasion or it's a total loss, waste of time, lost an opportunity. I like to let them bank first, mainly because we can disintegrate blockers so quickly now with a fusion rifle. With that new perk in our now I gotta think of the perk, and good luck with that.
Particle deconstruction.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I had just a fast firing fusion rifle on last couple nights ago on our Gambit night, and someone would always watch the bank, and as soon as they banked all their 25, even if they had an invader, there was someone there to just melt them. Even the giant 15s, we could melt in 4 pulses with a fusion rifle. It stacks so quickly. So this season, I preferred to let them bank first, because what'll happen is whatever motes they bank, and they send the it's a double whammy, because if you can eliminate their blockers quickly and avert. When you have motes, you can avert the invader, and then automatically bank 25 back at them, all of a sudden they're losing motes very quickly. And then you throw your invader in there and it's a double whammy. Then they're under a time constraint. But if you're banking first, there's no motes to drain. That's the only thing I don't like about it. So being that you let them bank first, and it's funny, I watched a video on the most recent way to play Gambit, and I was even saying this to them. I was like, I didn't even know this, but I said, you know what, guys, let's do this. Let's just do this strategy tonight. Let's let them bank first. And Ninja and Edifier are like, well, geez, yeah, that's the way we've always done it. I'm like, really? I've always thought banking first was the way to do it. So there's a couple different strategies here, and it just depends on. I think it all comes down to the strength of your invader. If you got a killer invader and you feel confident he can disrupt really good, then go ahead and bank first. But if it's like most where, you might even be playing some PC players, you might want to let them bank first and get that double whammy. So, okay. Lazz, did you see a question there you want to ask?
Yeah, I saw one on there. So Rye for short asked one. He said, what's your favorite food? He finds English food hella boring, so he's just made a Ghanaian style jollof. So good, drooly face. He's not drooling peanut butter in that, by the way. It's just a drooly face.
Okay.
Is he drooling Ghanaian style jollof?
I'm going to assume yes, since I have no idea what he's talking about there. It's funny he mentions English food, because I think one of my favorite... I have two answers for this, and they're both from the same thing. So my wife and I really love like Gordon Ramsay restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And so beef Wellington as like an entree is just like, yeah, it's expensive, but it melts in your mouth. It's just amazing. And then I will like kill a fool for a good helping of sticky toffee pudding. Like my wife has several photos of me just eyes bugged out when like they put the sticky toffee pudding on the table. I'm like,
It's mine. Get away from me.
I'm the same way, dude. I watch and see who grabs first. I'm like, no. Who's
That's
paying the
right.
bill? Who's paying the bill tonight?
hands off my sticky pudding lady.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
there's a sound clip. Shit, damn.
I'm so hungry right now.
He didn't even catch it. It's okay.
No, I caught it. It's a soundbite. Let me write it down. Okay. What about you, Hazel? Favorite food?
Favorite food?
And is it Ghanaian style jollof?
I think he's saying. Is he saying like Ghan? Shit, I don't even know how. Like Gangan style, like the video.
Oh no!
So jollof is like rice.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's from Ghana.
Okay.
Yeah, Ghana.
Okay. All right. That went way over my
Yeah,
head.
that's a place, Gatr.
I know. I understand it's a place in Africa,
Jesus Christ.
but I didn't understand the food choice there. Sorry.
I may have to change my pick to Gangnam Style now.
There's our title. All right.
Side note, my daughter thinks that's my favorite song for some reason, and I have no idea why.
Oh my god! How many
Probably because you
million?
play it all the time.
How many millions of hits has that video got? Jeez.
Yeah.
One too many.
Yeah, exactly.
So my favorite food, I gotta go with spaghetti and meatballs.
There's a lobster. We go to a local Italian restaurant here, and there is a lobster ravioli that I get every time I go there. And it's in like a cream sauce with a ton of raviolis with stuffed lobster in there. It's so good. That would be my favorite meal right now. It changes about every year, but that's the one that comes to mind right away. Okay. Hazel, what do you got?
All right. We've got a question from Rye for short. You're Lazzathune, aren't you? Sus.
And he's on to me. Damn it.
I like that.
There we go. And then follow up here from Rye for short. Question for the show. Who likes orange soda?
Orange Orange soda.
Not really my go-to if I'm like feeling a need for like a quick like sugar or caffeine pick me up because I have other options, but I don't hate orange soda.
I don't hate it either, but I used to drink a lot of it when I was younger, but not anymore. It's so acidic, it's so strong, and I don't know. I don't react well to it, so I'm more of a root beer. And I know Hazel's laughing his ass off right now. Oh man, no, I like root beer. I was raised on root beer. My dad always had it every time we went somewhere, so that's always been my favorite. But orange soda, I can drink it, but when I was younger, maybe. Hazel,
You don't go to like a grocery store and be like, I got to get me some.
No, I don't get the 2 liter of orange soda. No, it's not me. Not me.
I like orange soda. I'll say it. There we go.
There's no shame. No drink shaming tonight. No.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's not that diet orange shit, and then maybe we have to have a conversation.
We would have to, yeah.
Ew.
You don't make diet soda that orange. All right, Lazz, you see one there?
Let's see. So
you can go pinned or unpinned. It's up to you. The unpins have thumbs ups under them, and pinned ones are obviously in the pinned messages.
So where'd it go? Oh, so this is more of like an actual informative one. I kind of like this one. So Uncle Scumdeath, who I noticed I think he's been trying to play Destiny more often.
Yes, he has. He's getting there. He's ready to raid. He's getting close.
So he had a question for everyone. He said, "Can you explain to me how you get one of the purple titles in your name in Destiny? I have no clue about this." That's actually a really good question because there isn't anything in game that I can think of that actually tells you what that is.
That's true.
You just can, right? You can just scroll over a title on the Triumph screen, and you can see like what triumphs get you to that title, but they don't explain to you like what it is or anything like that. So Scumdeath, what it is depending on what activity you're into or anything like that, you can earn various triumphs and can eventually earn a title that will appear under your name. So like if you're in the tower, you can see someone's like title. So like Dredgen, if you're really into Gambit, or the one that I like to wear all the time is Cursebreaker, which is from Forsaken, which is you did a whole bunch of the Dreaming City triumphs. And it's just kind of a cool way to like show off like what part of the game you really like the most and what you've spent the most time doing. I think that's what I get gleaned from that.
Yeah, and to add to your point, Lazz, Chronicler would be your lore nerd title. Yes. That's a lot of the lore stuff. I tried to get it for the year reset, but I ran out of time. You have Dredgen, which is the title for the Gambit players out there. You have, well, hell, I'll just look them up. You have, for your Crucible,
Unbroken.
Unbroken is your Crucible one.
And also Flawless, I guess, too, if you want to.
Flawless is for your Trials players, right?
Yeah, so you have Conqueror. Conqueror's
for your major hard strikes, your, what would they call them?
Grandmasters.
Yeah, the really tough ones. And there's some old ones too. Like I have Wayfarer, which was like a general one. It was like all the worlds combined. You had to do, and think of Triumph's Uncle Scumdeath as like just a bounty. It's something you complete. It lights up. You click it. It's complete. Think of it just an in-game bounty. It's not one you have to worry about it going away or expiring, but Triumphs give you a little score, and people have a Triumph score above their name, and that tells you how much, it kind of gives an indication of how much they really play the game and how much and how deep. So used to be Grimoire score, now it's Triumph score.
Yep.
Yeah. And this season they have seasonal ones. So this one is Realm Walker. And you can go down. So if you go to the start button and then you go to Triumphs and you look down at the bottom left, you'll see something that says Realm Walker. If you click on it, it'll show you what ones you need to do. And I already have one of those completed, and I'm almost done with the Wayfinder's Compass one too.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward this season.
Yeah,
just complete
collect
stuff.
All the Season of the Lost mods. There's only 3 of them, I think, or 4 maybe.
4 of them.
And I mean, you can get those pretty quick and easy too. So, I mean, just by playing the story campaign, you can pretty much get 3-4 of them
Yeah, and once the season passes, you can't get the seasonal one. The seasonal ones are only for the season. Even though some of the content from the last seasons is still in the game, you can't go back and get it. It's too late. Once the season expires and you go on to the next season, that's your timeline for those.
You can still get it if it's from this this year.
If it's from Beyond, Light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got chosen.
Well, I'll be damned.
Last week.
Yeah, you can get chosen. You can get Splicer still if you didn't get last season.
They've changed it.
Splintered, which is Beyond Light.
Yeah, so you can go back and get those. Yeah. I'm
so close to getting Splintered, but I just...
What's the one from Hunt? I forget.
Wraithborn? Is it Wraithborn?
Yeah, Wrathborn. You can still get that one too.
Okay, good to know. I didn't know that.
No, that was Warden.
Oh, Warden. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Warden. Yeah. Yeah. And most of it, Uncle Scumdeath, is just completing the storylines for the season. Sometimes they include other things, like, sometimes some Crucible stuff is thrown in there, some other activities other than the main activities, but just, like I said, click on the title and it'll tell you exactly what you need to complete. And if you're like, well, what is all these squares? Then just click on the triumph and it'll tell you what you need to do to get that triumph. It's pretty informative that way, but it doesn't really tell you what a title is all about. So several of us in the Discord have several titles. Some of them have all the titles, Lana.
Damn, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, I always think of Lana. She's our grinder, man. She just gets everything done in Destiny. She's a collector, man. She gets it all done. I admire her because I never can get it all done. Some of it's really difficult. So anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Let's see. It's my turn, right? Let's see. Looking at time here. Okay, we're okay on time. I'm gonna go with Okay, this one's from Mr. Monkey. This is question for the show. What celebrity that everyone else seems to love can you not stand? For me, it's Ant and Dez. Ant and Deck. He goes, ask your UK listeners, and we have several of those. So, what do you think? Celebrity that everyone else seems to love, but you cannot stand. Oh, I got an answer. Go ahead, Lazz. What do you think?
I saw that question earlier. I'm trying to think of one. Come back to me.
Okay, Hazel.
Tough, right?
All right, I'll start it off. Ariana Grande. She's the new judge for The Voice this season. I'm like,
oh dear God,
who cares? I know you added a song from her, Hazel, and I was actually listening to it out of the shower today. I was like, oh, damn it, that stupid song came up. That great song came up. But Ariana Grande, I don't get it. I'm just not part of the pop scene, I guess. So that would be the one that everyone seems to love. So I like this. I like these bands that are from Prague. So yeah, that would be my answer. Ariana Grande. Any other answers?
I think Sin wants to have a chat with you.
Sin? Sin likes Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
We can talk.
Sin Media, simp for Ariana Grande.
Oh, I like it. There's a soundbite.
Ouch.
I'm just feeding them this entire session.
Oh, and they're in perfect audio form, too.
It's tough because the question is what? Like a celebrity everyone loves that, but you're like, I absolutely despise that one. And it's tough because...
Well, it's not maybe it's not despised, but maybe you don't understand why they're so popular. That could suffice. That's true.
I mean, then there's a lot that fit into that category, I guess. That's why I'm still struggling thinking of one, because for like every celebrity that people love, I can think of a reason why other people just don't like them.
Right.
Yeah.
In general.
I've got one.
Go for it.
It's kind of controversial, but I'm going to say Tom Hardy.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Because, the movies he's been in have been pretty blockbuster movies. I mean, I never understood the appeal. He's a good, don't get me wrong, he's a good actor, but there's so many better actors out there. And what is it about Tom Hardy? He kind of looks like just Like every person. Is it just me? I
It's
don't
got
know.
to be the accent. That's what it is. It's that whatever part of Britain he's from or
All right.
United Kingdom he's from, it just does it for the ladies and maybe some of the men too.
Maybe. All right, last chance, Lazz. You got one?
Well, I guess this is kind of like a throwback one. It's kind of a throwback because I don't know. Maybe they're not as popular or maybe not as many of the young people know them. I just never got why people thought the Red Hot Chili Peppers were a good band. Just never understood it. Like,
you take that back.
I've never liked their music. Never.
Are you kidding me? Flea's the best bassist ever. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Sorry, all thumbs. No. Okay. Rush also. They're good too. But they're pretty...
Who? I'm just kidding.
YYZ?
Yes. I have to give Geddy Lee first place there. But Flea is a close second. I mean, come on.
So
The guy's an animal.
It's not Flea. And I don't even know his name because this is how much I don't look into them, is that I just don't like their sound overall. So so I have an iPhone, so I have Apple Music. So if one of their songs pops up on there, I can't, or maybe I can, I just haven't figured out how to yet because I'm very lazy when it comes to this stuff. Like, I can't just remove one of their songs because for me, it just gets me annoyed and angry. I'm like, I just don't like this. Why is it on this list? Ugh.
You talking about?
It's more, I don't know.
Okay. You talking about Anthony Kiedis?
Is that who the lead singer is? Whatever his
Yeah.
name is?
Anthony Kiedis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forget that guy.
Damn, we just lost Red Hot Chili Peppers. Oh well.
Oh no, so many viewers or so many listeners.
Such is life. Okay. I mean, I understand where you're coming from there. I do. It's definitely a particular type of rock music. But okay, we can
That's a
believe.
good way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Hazel? One more each?
Sure.
Okay. Why don't you start us out? We'll let Lazz finish tonight.
Okay. Well, I'm still doing the guest questions. So, Oryx,
Okay.
Miser of Swag, aka Joker.
Mhm.
Question for the guest: you ever thought about dusting your drapes? They gotta be pretty dirty.
Let me just tell you, real talk here. When we moved into this house, I had to dust these damn drapes because Jesus, were they dusty as hell, to the point that even I couldn't stand them, and I can stand some damn dusty drapes because I am the mistress of dusty drapes. Okay, Mr. Oryx, Miser of Swag.
He's been in the lore channel. He's been contributing in the lore as well.
Yeah.
It's true, he has been.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of that, yeah, you're right. You're right, Hazel. We need to get the guest questions first. I got one from Helios here, from the future. Question for the guest: what is your favorite golf course, and what's your best 9 and 18 gross score? For me, Pacific Golf Club in Brisbane, Australia. For me, it's best for me is a 42 and an 85. And I'll have this follow-up question after you answer that one.
So, product of the pandemic, I've been able to get out and golf a lot more often, which I've really, 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 really gotten to love the sport itself. Like, I've really tried to get better at it, and not just like people like to go out and play and they like to like hang out with the group they go out with it, but I've like really been focused on trying to get better. So my favorite course is a local one up here in New York by me. It's called Beekman Country Club. It's not actually a country club. It's open to the public.
It's a public course? Okay.
It's a public course. Yeah, 27 holes. They put you down 9 and then another 9. You never know which one it is.
Nice.
But the reason why I like it is because because this is the third year. So 2.5 years ago, they offered a deal to try to get more people in to play it. It was a deal. You paid $150 one-time fee, and you got a 3-year membership.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a deal.
And I was like, yeah, I'll use that on weekends. But then we started getting like random weekdays off because of the pandemic. I'm like, I'm going to use it then. I'm going to use it then. I'm going to use it then.
Wow.
And that's where just this past Sunday, I actually got a 45 and a 45 for my best score of a 90.
Nice.
So not quite up to Helios' standard of 85, but it's almost there. It's almost there.
You play golf, Hazel?
No.
I've
tried
shot
once.
I'm a bogey. I'm pretty much a bogey golf player. I'm not. I'm learning. I'm getting better, but I don't play enough to really. I tend to because I play every so often. I tend to repeat my bad mistakes, bad form. But I have shot a 90 before. I had a really great week and shot a 90 at a local course here in Orlando. All right, he has a follow-up question. Do you think Hive Guardians might fight alongside us eventually once we resolve our disputes against the big bad yet to be revealed?
You feel like that because Savathun made a pact with the darkness via the worms, that whoever is this being that's watching over us from above, quote unquote, is going to be like, I gave you this access to the darkness. Now I'm going to come kick your ass. And Savathun will be like, hey, Guardian, how about we join forces? Because no, I don't want to have my ass kicked, and you're a pretty big ass kicker yourself, so let's go kick this guy's ass or this thing's ass or whatever. So I could see it potentially. I mean, we're fighting alongside Cabal, we're fighting alongside Fallen. Who's to say that the Hive can't potentially fall in line too?
That's true. I mean, we're working with some of the Fallen right now, even though we go out in the world and kill more Fallen afterwards. But yeah. All right. And he has one final follow-up question. Also, Lazz, can you please check Gatr pronouncing various lore terms, please? Thanks. I think I've been on par tonight. I think I've been okay.
I haven't heard anything that's been like head shaking, like blah, 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 like what? What did he just say? Huh?
Thank you, Lazz.
Besides drooling,
Well, that's more of an action that we're gonna.
Yeah, that's fine. Everybody does that. Yeah.
No, not everybody drools peanut butter under their apples.
Okay. I said slather, which is like a spoon. You're slathering on your.
No, that's not what you said.
No? Okay. No. Okay.
I'm sure that's what you meant.
Probably.
For sure.
Hopefully. It's been said I tend to fade back into the back part of the show. It might be what's going on. I don't know. Do we have any more for Lazz? Make sure we don't miss any here.
I believe that was it.
Okay. Lazz, why don't you take us out, man? You pick the final question.
Okay. So where did it go? So I'm going to kind of tweak this one a little bit because unless you know the names, it won't make sense. So Rye for short asked, how is Jack Grealish worth $100 million, but Cristiano Ronaldo worth $12 million? So if you're familiar with European football or just soccer in general, you know the name Cristiano Ronaldo. You might not know the name Jack Grealish, and he used to play for Premier League team Aston Villa. Now he plays for Manchester City. So instead of answering the question, I'm actually going to invoke the anger from any UK listeners, because apparently from any UK people that I'm familiar with in Discords or Twitter, every time I mention the fact that I'm a West Ham United supporter, they all like shit their pants for some reason. And I don't know why. And it's Kendo Gibbo from Destiny Addicts Pod. It's like, he's thrown every sort of British like curse word at me. Be like, what the hell's wrong with you for liking West Ham? And that's a nice way of putting the way he described it. But it's like sports in general. I don't understand how like one player's worth more than another, and then you see them play that next year and they completely suck. Like a team spends $100 million on a player and then they basically don't live up to that price tag, but they're saddled with that. The team is saddled with that price. Like apparently, like as an example, the New York Mets are still paying Bobby Bonilla like $1 million a year, and that dude hasn't played for like a decade or more.
My God, isn't that a nice job to have?
Yeah, right? Like, all right, it's another new fiscal year. Ooh, $1 million from the New York Mets. Sweet. All right, I'm going back to bed now.
It's my payday.
Thank you.
All right, I lied. Since it is Destiny's 7th anniversary tonight, I think this was a good fitting question to end with. It's from Mohafo. Question for the show. Has there been a moment that's personally got you all excited or left you in shock or awe? The door to Oryx in Destiny 1 campaign that shows his sigil and then opening was genuinely such an oh shit moment. I agree. Close second for me was experience Dreaming City for the first time. What a beautiful destination.
I can agree with that one.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, Lazz? You got another one?
I think it was the concept that we would never have failed this in the first place, but just imagine the concept that we wouldn't have seen the Dreaming City at all if it wasn't for somebody beating the Last Wish raid in the first place.
Yeah.
Which I know that's not something that would have ever happened. Somebody eventually, somebody did beat it, but like, it's not one of those impossible tasks. But can you imagine for a second if all of us in the Destiny community knew that there was some location somewhere that you could access, but only if someone in the community or team could beat a certain task, but it was like damn near impossible? Like, we would all lose our minds being like, we just want to know what's in there. And Bungie's like, haha, none of you can figure it out, so jog off.
Yeah. Sort of like Niobe Labs.
Oh God, yeah,
there you go,
that's a bad one, yeah.
How dare you bring up that personal trauma that multiple people went through?
That was brutal. That was brutal. I think they got a little too smart that time. Hazel, what about you, man? Drop jaw moment.
Okay. This was easy for me, actually. It's from this thing called the Witch Queen reveal, when the Guardian crushed the fucking ghost.
Nice one.
Oh my God.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah, because think about it. I mean, it's one thing to see, like, to see them have powers. It's like, okay, whatever. You guys are trying. Okay. That's fine.
And what about the 4 ghosts all in a line looking forward like, what the fuck? You remember that outtake right before the ghosts start flying from the other direction? All the ghosts are like looking up, splayed apart, like, what the hell is coming? That was an awesome moment. The one that still sticks in my mind today was the House of Wolves prologue. And actually, I played it again today, and it brought back memories. When the House of Wolves came out, the teaser, the reveal, little 2-minute reveal video. You remember it starts out with a flag, really, really close to a flag. Then the camera draws out and it starts waving. And then all of a sudden, you see the side of a fallen captain. I mean, in such detail that you could touch it like it was right there. And then it comes out even further, and you see a close-up of an actual servitor actually moving its pieces and stuff. That fantastic detail. I was like, wow, this is a whole nother level. I know it doesn't sound good me saying it, but watch the 7th anniversary. They go through some of the expansion videos, and I watched that one again today, and I remember my jaw was on the ground when I saw that official reveal. So that was mine.
I'm just trying to get over the fact that you apparently want to touch fallen captains for some reason.
It's not that, Lazz. It's just, you always see captains in game, right? And you shoot their heads off and, kill them. But you never really get close to a captain. You ever try to get close to a captain in game? They're always zigzagging around and, going here and there. It's hard to get close to one. Because it's just cool to see the actual details that Destiny put into that reveal. The fact that a captain was standing right there next to the sigil, and the sigil was, you saw what it was made of, like a mesh canvas cloth. And it just, I don't know, it was style points for me all the way across. And yes, when Oryx's door opened, that was outstanding. I played that mission so many times. So I think that's a good place to leave it tonight. Thank you, everyone, for your questions. Obviously, we have several left, and if we don't get to yours tonight, or we didn't get to yours tonight, I'm making a list, making sure that nothing gets forgotten, and we'll have them pinned as well. So we can only pin 50. and it seems to fill up every week. So I have a legacy list that we're going to be drawing from in future shows as well. So if you put a question in long ago, we didn't forget it. It's still there. So check that out. Thank you very much. And I think we have one more segment to talk about here. Right after this.
Guardian Downcast. Guardian Downcast. Yeah. Guardian Downcast. This is an intro. Guardian Downcast. Guardian. Not copyright. Guardian Downcast.
Thank you, Mr. Fudd. We appreciate that intro every week, sir. This is the final segment of our show. This is where we add our songs for our Guardian Downcast show playlist on Spotify and iTunes. Just search for that, Guardian Downcast show playlist. We now have 786 songs, 56 hours, and 21 minutes of music representing every guest we've ever had on our show, including, me and Hazel had some songs too. So, and our significant others, and maybe Zan even. Lazarus the Lich. What'd you pick tonight, man?
So, most of my playlists involve a lot of alternative music. For me, it just keeps me going during a work day or a workout. It's a lot of uppity stuff. I also find that my kids love a lot of the songs that have some good bass or guitar rhythms to it. So the first song I picked is Typhoons from Royal Blood. That's one of the aforementioned songs that has a good bass rhythm to it as it goes along. And then the second song I threw in there is from, if you're on Apple Music, look up this playlist. It's called The Sound. It's a lot of quote unquote underground rock alternative, which just means that they're not prominently known names or anything. So the song I picked off of that one is Frankenstein by Clara Rosencrantz. And I like this song because just for the fact that the rhythm works for me in terms of get me going on a treadmill workout or anything, but also just because the first spoken words of the song is ha ha ha, let's get some cowbell, okay? And it's not even one of the lyrics, it's just spoken words, and then a cowbell starts clicking. I'm like, okay, I can roll with that.
I like it. I like that.
That's awesome.
All right, Hazel, what did you pick tonight, man?
All right, so I watched a movie recently called Reminiscence.
Yeah, I saw it on HBO Go.
Hugh Jackman?
HBO Max.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was fucking terrible.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I thought it was just, just terrible. But for me, the best thing that came out of it was actually the song at the end of the movie. Save My Love by Loner, featuring Amber Mark. I like this. This was had a different sound to it, and it just was, to me, the best part of the whole movie.
Okay.
And
I
then
remember what that one was. Well, I'll listen to it, obviously, because you put it in.
Yeah. And then my next song is a song that's been on repeat because my daughter likes it. And
Ariana Grande, here it comes.
Yep, exactly. But it's The Bones by Maren Morris.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
okay.
That's a good pick right there.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, she's all about this song. She knows the words and she's singing to it, and it just makes me smile just whenever she finds something that she likes.
Right?
Oh, that's not bad. She got good taste. All right. No book reports tonight, gang. For my first pick, I chose another song from the Apple TV show that I've been obsessed with. Watch the Sound with Mark Ronson. In this episode, Mark was debating singing a song using autotune. This was one of the very first episodes. And he was struggling with it on how to do it, how to sing to it and stuff. And what he found out is that you have to really be in frickin' key for autotune to work really well. So you actually have to be a good singer to make autotune work for you, at least the way you want it to. By the end of the show, this song was actually playing during the credits. I guarantee you listen to this song, you listen to it a few times, you'll hum it all day long. It's the song Show Me by Mark Ronson himself. It's a great song. For my second pick, I found another great band from Norway, Hazel. I know you're excited. From your silence, I'll assume you are excited. This band formed in Oslo in '94. They are progressive rock band. Hazel, of course.
What?
Yeah, it's prog rock.
That's new, man. We haven't had any of that.
I know.
in like 4 minutes.
I thought that we needed some more prog rock. You need more cowbell. You need some more prog rock. Their musical influences, obviously Porcupine Tree, but they also love pop bands from the back in the day, like Aha and Talk Talk. They're very similar to Steven Wilson's Project Blackfield, at least in my opinion. My song is actually a single they released in 2020. It's the song Machines and Men, and it's from the Norwegian group Airbag. Check these guys out, especially if you're a fan of Pink Floyd. Very Pink Floyd type music, so that's what I love to hear. As requested, Mrs. Gator's chosen a song for this week, and she says this: I don't normally remember songs from movies, but I love this song the minute I heard it. It's one of the songs in the Oceans series movies. I'll let Gator butcher the title. I'll just call it the Laser Dance Song. Okay, here's my best guess for the song. It's French. Yeah, it's called the Laser Dance Song. It's from Ocean's 12. My apologies to our French listeners. I do not know how to read French. Zan,
French listeners.
Yeah, exactly. Zan also...
Stupid American.
Zan also had a song this week. I actually caught up with him. He's doing really good. He's got a new job. He's doing great with his fiance. And he chose the song Cut the Mullet by Wesley Willis from 99. It's literally a song about getting a damn haircut. It is a trippy song if you guys haven't heard it yet. Great pick. I did want to mention before we go that Mr. Elmer Fudd, I think this is his first one, is actually having a raid race tournament that he's putting on. And I'm trying to look at my notes here where I got it pinned. It is starting on Saturday, September 18th. It's from 8 o'clock to 11 p.m. Eastern. It must be a fresh start. No cheese strats except Riven, because we don't hate ourselves. Let's see, he says it must have at least one member of the team streaming it, and all members of the team must complete all the puzzles without leaving and rejoining, and must loot the final chest before returning to orbit. So it's kind of like a little raid race that Bungie puts on when the first raid comes out. But this is actually 3 raids. He's starting out with the Garden of Salvation raid, the Deepstone Crypt raid, and then finally the Vault of Glass raid. So, yeah, I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm going to be tuning in, that's for sure. But I just want to mention that. Was there anything else, Hazel, I need to mention on this? Other than his outstanding poster he put up for it. I have a feeling Mitch had something to do with that.
Yeah, I've missed Mitch's work.
Yeah. So, I'm so happy Elmer Fudd's getting into the Destiny. Now if we can just have a Crucible night, where we can have a Crucible tournament, that'd be pretty cool.
I do have a question about that. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. When you do Vault of Glass runs, do you have people that jump out when you do the Gorgon's Maze?
Not anymore. Not for any I've run. We just speed run right through it. I mean,
yeah, because everybody just runs now. They don't even go through the upper left anymore.
It doesn't always work, but most of the time it does. If you take this certain path, you can get by them all.
Because I've noticed a few people when I raid with them, Lana, that jump out when it comes to that segment and then jump back in. So, oops, can't do that for this one.
Oh, nope, you can't. I wonder if Lana's going to be in it. That'd be cool. Like I said, I'm tuning in.
If she finds out, I'm sure she would, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. She likes her rating.
Are we going to do it, Gator?
I don't know. We'll have to see if we can get a team together. I talked to Kingsley and I got shut down. I said, Kingsley, if you need one, I might be able to help out. He goes, well, no offense, Gator, but I've got someone else in mind. I want some really good players. I'm like, oh, okay.
As he scrolls through his Discord friends list, someone on here also raid, right?
Yeah, I think I got an invite from Kingsley.
I got shut down, so I was like, all right. No, he said no. He was nice about it, but he said that he already had a team in mind that he wants. And I got to admit, the Guardian Hub podcast guys, their Discord over there, they do a lot more raiding than we do, and we do a lot more PvP than they do. So we actually kind of share different things that we do, and like I said, Kingsley jumped in Gambit the other night on our Gambit night. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, he's got a nemesis he really wants to beat badly, and I'm not going to spoil that. I'll let the tournament play out and see who wins. I also wanted to mention I've done a little experiment here. I in the last Hazel, last year and a half, I've been shit talking the competitive playlist, saying that it's for tryhards and it's not a fair system. It's too sweaty. It doesn't reward people right. And I decided I'm going to do a 30-day competitive playlist challenge. It's very simple. All I'm going to do is I'm going to play 3 competitive games every day, and I'm going to post it to my YouTube channel. And what I'm hoping that people will do is that they'll actually watch the 3 games and give me some constructive criticism on what I might need to improve on, or if they're, like a good sniper shot or something, they want to do that. And I don't know. I'm testing this out, see how it goes. But I'm going to give the competitive playlist 30 days, and by the end of the 30th day, I want to see where I end up. Because, I've been walking the walk. Now it's time for me to... I've been talking the talk. It's now time for me to walk the walk. So I figured it was fair that I actually engage in this type of playlist if I'm going to comment on it. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Are you doing it solo?
Doing it solo. Yeah. It's strictly freelance. It's the freelance playlist. I do it with 2 other random people, just like there are no teams, just the freelance. So I don't know. I just got this thought in my head. I said, you know what? It's the beginning of the season. We got a long season coming up. For obviously most of the month of September and maybe a little bit of October. It should be ending sometime the first part of October. I just started it yesterday, so I was on day 2 today. I've just posted day 2's 3 games today. I'm just curious, if people do watch it, if they have anything they want to. I guess it's kind of, how people go to a streamer and say, hey, can you look at my gameplay footage and tell me what I need to fix or what I need to do wrong? I'm appealing to anybody who wants to stop by and listen to it. Anybody wants to stop by and watch the 3 games and give me some constructive criticism. Come on, we're all grown-ass people here. Let's keep it civil, of course, but let me know.
So you don't want me to watch it is what you're saying.
You can watch it. I'll just ignore your comment. That's all right. I'll just no. What I'll do is I'll just delete the comment. There we go. I forgot I have that power. Hey everyone, if you like what you're listening to, do us a big favor. Spread the word out there. Hit that share button on whatever podcast app you're using. Like I said, we don't really promote our podcast. It's all about you guys. It's all about you guys spreading the word, letting other people know, hey, this is a really cool Destiny podcast. Check it out. That's all we're asking. So we appreciate that.
We're cool, that is.
Yeah, that's debatable.
If we're hip or jiggy with it,
that's debatable. Hey, Lazz.
What? I didn't say anything.
Nothing. You're about to. We just all appreciate everybody out there in the Destiny community, and we hope that our little lighter take on Destiny and in life, right, is makes your day go by a little faster. That's our goal, anyway. Well, guys, that's a wrap. Another episode in our collection. For our listeners out there who maybe even just are finding out about us today, we have 111 other episodes out there from interviews from all kinds of gamers and community members around the Destiny community. So take a look at those, especially, like I said, if you're just finding out about us. Mr. Lazarus the Lich.
The Rich.
I'm looking at somebody saying "eat the rich" over here. That's what's throwing me off. Where can we find you tonight, or where can people contact you and find out about you, your podcast, and all of that tonight?
So I'm in pretty much a lot of Discords here. I'm in this one. I'm in the Guardian Hub. I'm in any of the Discords affiliated with most of you guys there. I'm on Twitter as @TheLazarich. And then if you catch me, I'm trying to see if streaming catches my eye again as Lazarus the Lich. But I have young kids, so it kind of dictates the time there. But we'll see what happens with that long term. And podcasts, I'll let everyone know when those things get up and running again. You'll see social media posts from me when that happens.
You should do like lore readings and stuff while you're streaming. That'd be cool. I know Mylan does that sometimes.
That's not a bad idea, yeah.
Okay. You're playing the game and you can actually say, hey, did you guys know about this? Anyway, my bad. Anything else? Maybe like some kind of podcast you guys maybe do?
I'm not familiar with any podcast. I don't know what you're talking about.
You said pot. I'm like,
you're killing.
Podcast.
You're killing Jay. You're killing Jay right now. Jay's
my God, the podcast. Yeah, that's just where, a bunch of us get together.
That's a pot calling the kettle black. All right.
Oh, right. That's the wrong thing. Yeah. So, the most recent at real_geniuses is where you can find our previous episodes of The Real Geniuses or any future episodes that we might release, which when those episodes come out, you'll see on Twitter as at real_geniuses. That's real with 2 E's, not real as in REAL, because none of us are real geniuses. I feel safe saying that out loud.
It's a great podcast if you guys haven't listened to it. They review movies from their youth and stuff. Kind of like what you were talking about you and your wife did in your parents' basement.
That's one we don't advertise on Twitter yet, but I'm working on convincing the wife that it's a good idea to do so.
I like husband and wife teams. There's a lot of husband and wife streamers out there, and it's really refreshing to see that because they kind of go at each other while they're playing Destiny, and it's kind of nice. There's a lot of UK streamers that I watch that are husband and wife, and it's very entertaining. So
it's nice to be able to rib each other and not feel like, oh man, I have to apologize afterwards. So like, I just did it for entertainment. It's more like, I did it because I'm married to you. Piss off, Jesus.
and the UK, the Brits are very very direct about that to each other, which is, I guess, part of the reason it's so entertaining. But anyway.
Isn't that right for short in Uncle Scum Death?
Yeah, there we go. There's a stream. That would be great. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it, man. I had a great time tonight.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
Hazel, how can people find you, sir?
Hazel NT, anywhere and everywhere.
You can contact me via Twitter at Todd the Gatr. Remember, that's Gatr. You can also find me on Steam and PS4 as Gatr, all caps, Gatr, underscores in between. And I'm on YouTube, Gatr-Guardian Downcast, where our episodes that you're listening to right now post every week. So if you're a YouTuber like me that likes to listen to audio podcasts on YouTube, then you have that option there. So it's pretty cool. You can find our podcast on whatever podcast catcher you use out there. Just go to our website, GuardianDowncast.com. And remember, Speakpipe.com/GuardianDowncast. We love to get those voicemails, guys. So jump on that. Send us a quick message. It's super simple to do. And we'll definitely make sure it gets posted on the show. We get to hear your beautiful voice. So, GuardianDowncast.com for all the details. And I do have another podcast that I just started out, and it is concerning the Battlefield 2042 game that's coming up. It's called Battlefield Gamers Podcast. The September 22nd, I believe, is when the demo, I would hardly call it a beta because it's only a month before release, but we're going to have a show right after the demo after we play the demo and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. And I might have a certain guest that some of you might know. You'll just have to tune in and see.
It's Hazel, isn't it?
Well, I've asked him. He tells me to F off. He says, I'm not playing Battlefield. So, no, it's someone else. You guys will know him if you listen to this podcast. Hey, everyone.
I bet I know who it is.
You probably do.
Yeah, probably. Warcry is my guess.
Maybe.
But you never know.
Maybe not.
Too much hesitancy there, yep.
You have to tune in and see.
Yep, exactly. Tune in and find out.
Hey, everyone. Continue to be safe out there. And more importantly, hey, take care of one another.
Guardians are measured by their ability to come back from defeat. So stand. Fight!
Thank you all so very much for listening. And later, Guardian.
Get toddled.
Aces.
Perfect. thanks again, man. I'm sorry it's a late one tonight. I knew the lore would go a while, but I had a great time tonight, man. It's just so comfortable. It's like you podcast or something. I don't know. It's like it comes very natural to you.
You know, it's funny too, because in all seriousness, that's the reason why Jay wanted to start Real Geniuses, because I guested on his anti-meta, and he reached out to me afterwards and was like, dude, you're like natural on here. We should like do something. Yeah,
it's just like a mellow feel from you. It's like a very laid back, just very comfortable stance. I like it. Well,
I'm generally very quiet when it comes to like group conversations, but if I get on a tangent, I get on a tangent. It's like it's hard to stop sometimes.
I don't know what you're talking about. Tangents, that's foreign to me. I don't understand.
Obviously.
That's a big word. I know last time you were, not last time, but the very first time you were on our show, you had a tiny little thing in your lap. That sounded horrible. That sounded horrible. Let's ixnay that. You had a tiny little child in your lap.
There's a soundbite.
There, Jesus Christ. God, you know what? Mohafo's going to eat that one up.
It's been less than 5 minutes. My God.
I know. It's already happening. It's already happening. It comes out of my mouth. I'm like, what did I just say? So,
it's been too long.
Go ahead. Lay it on me.
That's not even amateur bullshit. That's novice bullshit right there.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.